Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, tonight, Hot Topics with Hot People, with her celebrity panel, Emmy nominee and American Horror Story fan favorite, Naomi Grossman is here, CW All-Americans, Michael Evans Behling, so hot he needs 3 names, ABC's On the Red Carpet host, Karl Schmid, Marco, and cover model Stephen Daler, Andrew Christian personality, Beaux, and me, your favorite host, with the deepest voice. So raise a glass and let the games begin.
Banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you live, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Lord, it's going to be a bumpy night because we are talking about hot topics. We're talking about so many different things, and our roundtable couldn't be more different. Buttons and bows and pantyhose, this is On the Rocks, the place where we're too glam to give a damn. Tonight we have the gays, we have the straights, we got the boys, we got the girls. Well, we got the girl.
We have one girl.
And you're here too.
Yeah. Oh, he's got jokes, folks. Already he's got some jokes.
He's quick.
Real fast, I have to share this pic that a friend sent to me. Kurt, can you play this pic? You know your mom is an LGBT supporter when she literally is appearing in somebody's dating app picture. That's her in the back. Somebody sent this and said, "Oh my God, is that your mom?" And he was talking to this guy.
Is that Fresh Corn Girl?
No, it's the Abby.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
Abby,
if you look,
Abby.
my mom is throwing such shade at his outfit. And number 2, she said this picture was taken 4 years ago. So that gentleman is clearly using old pics.
Catfish.
Yeah, catfish.
I know people that still use photos from like MySpace days, like the same picture as their like Facebook photo.
What's MySpace?
It's a whole digital camera.
I don't know what MySpace is.
You're about Friendster or whatever it was.
Very funny. I'm still in the AOL chat rooms.
Oh my God.
Do you get catfished a lot from like all the girl fans?
From like random people?
Yeah.
I don't really look into it that deeply, so I don't know.
I got some weird messages from Instagram for you saying, "Oh, I love him. Tell him I said hi." And I was like, "Girl, there's like 40 cats in their profile pic."
40.
Yeah. Anyway, so use current pics, and like my mom became a viral star from doing that. Thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you. Thank you for holding your hair back, driving us home. Drunk texting is literally the only sport I'm great at, which I've won awards. If you consider community service twice an award. Hello. It's quiet.
It depends on
Wow.
It's the definition of community service, because that's quite broad, really.
Court mandated. How about that? Yes.
Even more fun.
Yeah, not really. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, United Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Now I have to announce we are on Roku. Of course, we are on Facebook Live on Trendy Now in San Diego, True FM in Ohio. Hello, Ohio.
Hey.
And on the West Coast on GED Magazine, nationally on Queer 40. Check out my new movie news on queer40.com. Sassy movie news, and it's now with video. This week I talk about Rob Pattinson is officially Batman. In other news, Ben Affleck is playing Edward Cullen in Twilight the Musical, off Broadway. That was a joke. Oh my God! You guys are tough crowd.
I mean for the punchline.
I was I was waiting. I thought something. I didn't want to interrupt.
I felt it building up, but I was.
Okay, so let's just start things. Rob Pattinson, Batman, yes, no?
Sure, why not? He's a miserable
we
kid.
all go to Twilight, but he's done so many other things since then, so I think he'll be fine.
Such great films.
I think he'll be
Took him a
fine.
long
I think
time
he'll be
to turn
fine.
into a bat, though, from a vampire, like worst vampire ever.
Oh,
I
didn't
like
even get
that segue.
correlation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
I
nice
saw
email.
that tweet.
Shut up, let me have my moment.
But does he have the acting chop? Not that.
course
other
he does.
Batman.
Of course
he
he
has,
does.
he has a
he does.
mask on and Botox. That's all you need. Like,
And you just have to talk in that rough. Yes, that was spooky.
I'm
But he's supposed to be like that,
I'm
he
curious
always
to
looks
see how
dirty
they're going
to
to
me.
integrate him into the current DC universe.
Yeah.
restarting it, I
Obviously,
think.
they're going to
Like,
do
what's
some
the-
sort
yeah,
of.
what's the
I
universe
think they're
gonna be
probably
like?
going to end up doing like sort of like the Flash. I think the Flash
Flashpoint.
movie is doing the Flashpoint storyline, which the Flashpoint storyline is him going back and saving his mom from being killed by Reverse Flash
And changes
the timeline.
I have
So
no
because
clue
of
what you
that,
people are
I'm
talking
I'm
about.
completely
I
lost.
know, you're
the two
confused.
underwear models are the
I
geeks.
know, right? But so basically, they're going to
That's
create
where we
they're going to
went
create a
wrong.
multiverse, which is going to cause multiple Batmans to exist, so that one can come from another
Oh,
universe.
that's ridiculous.
Thanks for spoiling everything for us.
That's the comics. That's the comics. And sorry if you want to be spoiled, then read a comic.
I'll be a Rocket Man.
Okay, but they're adding Robin is going to be in the Batman. Catwoman and Vanessa Hudgens is campaigning so hard to play Catwoman.
Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Well, listen, if we got Robert, why not Vanessa?
Well,
Yeah, true, because they're both like High School Musical,
I mean-
like teen
that's what she's done. I was
I
trying to
just
think
I
about what
want
she's done.
I want her to
Exact-
be
you
I want her
and
to
the
be
whole
blonde.
nation.
They have enough, but they've had a break to recreate them because I feel like Robert hasn't really done anything mainstream.
Well, he just did a film with what's his name, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah, he did that sci-fi
He
movie.
does a lot of
Yeah.
He's been doing a
like-
lot of critically acclaimed independent
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
does
he's
critically
doing.
acclaimed
He's not
independent
doing like knick-knack stuff, kind of like not Teen Wolf, but Twilight. But he's
Yeah.
doing powerful films. I feel like.
Yeah, that there are things that he's done that might have not gotten like public attention, but it's gotten like credible attention.
Critically acclaimed.
There you go.
I just think of all the choices, like that's our choice is Rob
Who would you have
Pattinson.
picked?
But have we ever?
That's
But they,
impressive.
but,
I've never heard of any of these
No,
people.
and also, have we not had enough of Batman for a little while?
Yeah.
We've had
We
enough
just
of
leave
any
the DC
superhero comic book.
no,
let it
because they're
rest.
trying to build up that universe like
Yeah.
the Marvel Studios had, and they're just not very successful at it. I mean, they've had two good movies, which was Wonder Woman and Aquaman, were their two successes.
That's who they're
They
gonna
were
keep.
their
You are
successes.
so wrong, my friend.
I'm not wrong. I'm talking about money.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm talking
reclaiming
about
my time.
money, bitch.
No.
And just
Money,
because
yeah.
hey, listen, just because you hate
Oh,
everything that's
money, yeah.
popular.
You called me out. You tweeted something, and my defense is immediately. You tweeted like.
did he say?
I said just because you like anything that's popular, just because it's popular doesn't make you more interesting.
I don't unlike popular
And we're
things.
off to the races, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I don't unlike things just to unlike them. I unlike them because they're not good. I watched Death.
In your opinion.
Right, and it's my
Your
opinion. It's
opinion,
my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
And you know what? We talked about this last time. You can't have an opinion anymore because people get very touchy. If you have an opinion, you're judgmental.
But especially with you because you have to be PC in front of all these A-list celebrities. So you
Do
don't
I
get
though?
fired.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, what was that? Oh, okay. Oh, Fighter's Bell.
We're into the bonus round.
Round 2.
That's how gay I am. I'm like, dinner?
Mother, someone's at the door.
Yes.
Well, the people when you disagree with someone, they take that as like a personal
No,
attack
this is,
instead
this
of
is
it
what's
just
happened.
being.
And this is across the board now. I get in trouble. People call me a judge. Can I say the C word? No. Yes? Judgmental cunt all the time.
Well, you just said it, so there you
No,
go.
but it's like,
$10.
no, I have an opinion. It might differ from yours. It doesn't mean I'm judging the person. It just means I've made an observation. It's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Now, if I went over and shoved my opinion down that person's throat and hurt their
Right.
feelings, then yes.
Or tagged actors in your tweets or whatever. I just said death to her. It wasn't that
That's a
good.
bit extreme. Death
Wait.
to her.
Death to her.
No.
Did to me?
Is it a
Dead
TV
to
show?
me, whatever.
The disrespect that has just
Death to
happened.
That show is dead to me. And then they just, what if? And I'm trying so hard
I
to
love
finish.
that show.
What if I hate it?
Good for
What
you.
do you
I'm
like?
not a huge fan of Renee
Do you
Zellweger,
like
Dennis. I can't even.
yourself?
I like
start
American
it.
Gods on Stars. I like All American on CW.
Heck yeah, you do.
And
You
on the
have
red
to say
carpet
that.
in ABC7.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little fussy to me. No, yours
Wow.
is, no, we talked about this last time. Your guys' is the only red carpet that I actually watch because you're informed. It's not, what are you wearing?
Well, yeah, we don't care about the gossip. We
Yeah.
care about the product or the
Or,
brand or the show.
what does
or
it
the
feel to be
whatever.
nominated? Like, how many times were you asked that?
It's
Was it-
horrible.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I
are you
hate to be
supposed to say?
nominated. I
Yeah.
hate like this. I mean, and how do you change that over and over again?
It's
just
the curse, though, I
smile.
think, that you guys have to go through, whether it's a junket or a red carpet. I mean, it kind of
I mean,
is
these
part
are
of the
first
job.
world problems. Let's
Yes, exactly.
That is true. Well, and Michael, coming new to the scene, so
Yeah.
to speak, with your first major network show,
Mm-hmm.
your red carpet life has totally changed. The first time you were on the show, we were like mid-season finale.
Yeah.
And now we're heading into season 2, but you've been doing so many red carpets. So what was that experience like, getting used to all of that?
Coming from the model background, being in front of the red carpet's not been terrible. With the flash and whatnot, so it's okay. The interviews have been, it's just you just talk. I don't know. It's not bad.
Well,
Not
and All
bad.
American, the show it hit a major nerve with America because it's diverse. It deals with classism, and there's just a lot of issues. But then that's all that show is, and that show is so much more. And it's like there should be a focus on the acting, and it's all about the theme. Did you find that like a little like, okay, we're talking about this again?
Yeah. There was a lot of talking about, just the coming from Crenshaw to Beverly Hills, and there was a lot of repeating of what what you say basically as you go on to every single reporter or whatever. It's the same thing over and over again, and it's hard to spice it up and to make it look different, sound different. Excuse me.
Well, and you're so nice too. Like you never get fussy at all.
Well, and sometimes they spice it up just to fuck with you.
Yeah.
On the other side of the red carpet. And I get that, because if you spent 12 hours at a press junket saying exactly the same thing in 3-minute blocks over and over, I would do the same thing.
But that's the job. I mean, we're
That is the
given
job.
lines and, do it a bunch. Ideally, you change it up each time, you know, so that the editor isn't, has choices. So same thing, you're asked basically the same question and, make it sound fresh.
Well, and it makes you look good because then on the 6 outlets that you're on, you don't sound exactly the same at every single
Right.
outlet. So.
You know what? Let's dive into who's talking right now for our listeners that are not
Visually impaired, perhaps.
familiar. Well, because some people listen to us like at the gym. I got that. I'm like, who's listening to me at the gym?
At the
I'm so
gym.
motivated at the gym, right?
There they go. They're running like hell on that
Away
treadmill.
from my voice. I'm like, but we have brought together some of your favorite past guests, and of course, Beaux Banks is new to us. Let me formally introduce our panel today. Karl Schmid, Australian-born television host and producer. Karl has been busy on American, Canadian, and British televisions for the last 10 years. Southern California audiences know him from ABC7's Los Angeles station host and for his involvement with coverage of entertainment and red carpet events of every kind. He gained international attention in 2018 when he publicly disclosed his HIV status on social media, making him, if not the only open broadcast journalist on television, one of the first. Since his disclosure, he's become a passionate advocate in the fight against HIV stigma, which has taken him around the world and landed him on the 2018 Out 100 list. Also, a bachelor. Whether he's been covering the Academy Awards and entertainment news on red carpets for ABC with On the Red Carpet, or the Royal Wedding Live from London for TLC, or taking television viewers on an emotional journey as the host of Logo's Operation Vacation for 2 seasons, Karl has become one of Australia's most sought-after hosts abroad. This weekend, look for him with co-host Raven Simone on ABC's broadcast of LA Pride.
First ever, by the way. First ever that the show is broadcast on broadcast television.
Why do I need to see
So
Pride on TV?
are you nervous
wild.
about what's gonna be censored, what's not?
No, because the Dykes on Bikes will have gone by before we go to air, which they're not called that this year. They're now
Say that as your opening.
Yeah,
No,
that's gonna go over well.
they're now called the Female Motorcycles for Peace contingent. I'm not kidding.
That
It's
doesn't
something
roll
like
off
that.
the tongue as
Not
well.
as well.
I know, it doesn't. It needs to have like it has to
Yeah.
rhyme somehow.
I will tell you, we everyone at ABC7 and actually across ABC the network are really, really excited by this, and it's
gotten huge exposure, by the way. Every outlet is talking about mainstream or LGBT.
Yeah.
Is talking about that it's going to be on TV.
it's kind of shocking that in the parade's 49 years, this is the first time that it's going out broadcast on broadcast television. But no, we're thrilled, and the management and all the higher up people who you think might be a little bit nervous, everyone is fully behind this. So we're just out there to go and have fun and to bring this to audiences that, A, can't get to the parade, or B, might just not be ready to go to the parade. And this is a great opportunity for families, kids, people of all ages to tune in and see what it's about and see the celebration that it is. It's not your run-of-the-mill marching band parade. This is going to be a fun, colorful event. We're all really, really excited.
Well, and who better to co-host? Raven Simone.
My friend Raven Simone. Yes,
You had to say friend. You had to drop that.
I
in
had
there,
to
didn't
drop
you?
that.
Friend, my friend.
That's so Raven.
It is so Raven. She totally agreed. She was in on Friday, and we are going to be like the naughty kids.
We have
we've
some
already been.
pictures. You guys kept laughing all during like rehearsals and all that. You guys look so cute. So, but what's happening right now in the planning stages? You guys are looking at who's marching. Are you having to have a discussion as to how political to get, if at all? How vanilla to be?
No, I mean we've got a great team who ABC7 has a rich history of broadcasting parades in this city. So our team the parade format is not new for them. I think some of the contingents and the floats and what we're going to see might be, but no, I mean we've got a list of who's coming through. We're on the air from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. And we're going to do as much as we can to highlight and talk about as many people who go by. And I won't be on the desk with Raven and Ellen Laver and Brandy Hitt, because Raven and I on the desk together we may get yanked off the air. So I'm going to be down on the street chatting with people. So I get to have a little bit more colorful fun too.
Okay, so when you see me marching, can I come say hi?
Yes, I would love you to. Anyone.
Okay.
I know that. Are you doing something?
No.
You're not? I know
hiding,
I know that they are doing something.
We are. I just got the email today,
There-
actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
so if anyone is out marching around, come say hi.
I'm going to see you, and I know you're going to be like, Who's that?
No,
Cut
I'm-
to commercial.
Please,
Like, I know that that's
I will
enough.
hear you coming probably from Crescent Heights.
You.
So.
I just found out today Marco's having a float.
Oh, are you?
I know because I'm,
I was
I'm,
trying to
I'm,
one-up
I'm,
us.
I'm dancing 10 hours on Sunday, so I'll be at like 11 a.m.
Oh, I'll come say hi.
Yeah.
Also joining our panel today, Michael Evans Behling, actor and heartthrob on the rise. He's about to start shooting season 2 of CW's critically acclaimed show All American, which premieres this fall on a new night, which is Mondays. The football drama also stars Taye Diggs and Daniel Ezra. Mirroring his on-screen persona, this Ohio native was a star athlete growing up, eventually going on to run track at Indiana State University. And after 2 years at Indiana State, he left to pursue an acting career. Thank you, Jesus, he did. His move led to appearances in multi-commercials for White Castle, like you eat White Castle, Isotoners, Nike, and Finish Line. Before he was cast in All-American, he also had a guest role on Fox's hit show Empire. Most recently, also guest starred on ABC's Grey's Anatomy. He also owns a clothing line designed at 5
you did your
a.m.
research.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's the baseball cap.
She's thorough.
That's the baseball cap.
That's
yeah.
what. That's what.
Yeah.
There you go.
And just dropped the summer line, and it's
Wow.
designed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get up at 5 a.m. and you design?
No.
Okay.
Sorry for misleading you. No. That's just kind of like a motivational type thing, you know? Get up at 5 a.m., start your day. Only good things can happen at 5 a.m. You know, if you start your day at 5 a.m., not that I do every single morning, but
What if you're ending your day at 5 a.m.?
if you're ending your day at 5 a.m., then it was
like,
probably a
I
good
don't
day, right? Only good things happen, right? It's a fun little company that me and my friends made a while back, and we just kind of starting to push it out to the public, and, we're just having fun with it.
The questions I got most for you in different ways was, like I said, the first time we saw you here on the show, it was mid-season, the energy was still building, you guys were doing a lot of press, and since then, I keep track of you on social media, and your love of donuts, by the way,
Heck
is
yeah.
it's
I
ridiculous.
haven't
Who
had
doesn't
donut
love a
almost
donut?
2 months, though.
Because
Get
you're like
out.
really
Why?
serious. Like,
Because of my diet.
Oh, for
Getting ready for
God's sake.
season 2.
yeah.
Well, I can't say, but it's gonna be pretty spicy.
oh.
Season 2 is gonna be spicy.
Season 1 was pretty spicy, and they have you in every kind of outfit, from the tight football to like a towel around the house, because we probably all do walk around with a towel. I'm just saying.
Don't we all as humans? Yeah.
I wear pajamas in
No.
the shower. Like, okay.
I wear socks in the shower.
I do. I hate feet. Anyway, but that's a whole other thing. But your social media has totally changed.
Yeah.
We've seen endorsements now that you're having. Your red carpet events you're going to are, the Emmy events. They're all the major award events. Literally, that social aspect of your career has totally changed.
Right.
How have you dealt with that?
I don't know. It's still kind of a blur, I guess, to think that this is happened. That 2 years ago I was making videos in my kitchen about eggs, and now I'm acting on a show on a network, and it's very overwhelming. The amount of people who follow me and whatnot, and contact every day. It's overwhelming, but it's a good overwhelming. Like you said, it's first world problems, right? But I feel like we're handling it well. Some of the other actors on the show are also kind of new to it, like myself, not as brand new as me, but they're new to the fandom.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming. That's the best word I can use, but it's a good one. It's a good one.
And CW fans are cultish.
They're a little, they're crazy,
They're a little crazy.
but they're good crazy. It's a good crazy.
Well, we're very glad that you're back to have us give your opinions from your perspective. And kind of along the same lines as to network stars, Naomi Grossman was a recent Primetime Emmy nominee for Outstanding Actress in a Short-Form Comedy or Drama for her role in Control-Alt-Delete, which we are going to talk about because that's one of our hot topics. Best known as the first crossover character, the fan-favorite Pepper on FX's American Horror Story, Asylum, and Freak Show. She also appeared this last year as a new character, the Satanist, Samantha Crow, in the most recent season, Apocalypse. She was named one of IMDb's top 10 breakout stars after her star meter skyrocketed to #1, making her the most searched in its 8 million person database. The Television Academy considered her for an Emmy for her portrayal of Pepper in 2015, which we've talked about, that major episode. You were given the script literally a few days before in
12 hours.
12 hours. Okay. Thank you, Ryan Murphy.
Oh, I'm not complaining.
What I'm saying is
I'll take as many scripts as you want to give me tonight.
Yeah.
And I'll be wherever you say
I
tomorrow.
have one. Yeah. And Entertainment Weekly called her being cast in that role the best casting of 2012. Her fans may also recognize her from cameos in a number of feature films, including her latest, Bite Me.
which you can see in 2 weeks here in
Yeah,
LA.
and there's like a vampire ball after.
Oh, it's insane, yeah.
But what I love about Control Alt Delete is that we see, I don't want to say normal character, but we see somebody that's like in the real world as compared to like some of the sci-fi and the fantasy stuff.
I was gonna say she's hardly normal.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I mean. It's
she's like the regular at the abortion clinic.
Yeah.
I mean, she's completely out of her mind. But yeah, no, it's my own face.
Yeah,
Yeah, my face.
Like
Is that
prosthetic,
refreshing for you?
prosthetic.
Is it nice to have your own face?
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird when people come to me and say like, "Oh my god."
It's rare in Hollywood, full stop.
Well, yeah, no, but truly, people
What if
are
Renee
like,
Zellweger has a new face? Okay.
people say, "Oh my god, I love seeing, this last season of American Horror Story. It's so nice to see you as yourself." And I was like, did you see me stab the virgin? Like, I don't do that. I haven't had,
A
5
stabbing in, like,
abortions.
6 years. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not that there's anything. Maybe there. I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
This is a hot topic. But a question I got from you also, when you're waiting the call for like what's the next season going to be, American Horror Story is such a different vehicle because even the season could be premiering on TV and you still don't know whether you're going to be included in the season or not because it's so secretive. And number one, they take care of episodes like literally right before they're going to film. Where were you when you got the call that you were going to be returning this last season?
Oh, for Apocalypse, it was many months before, which also doesn't really help. Like, because then I just had like my imagination. Like, I mean, I really didn't have any more information other than the fact that I'd be back. But
So they
then
didn't say like pepper, not pepper.
No. So I really just had, I was just following all the fan sites like anyone else. Like,
Yeah.
what is this season even about? I didn't even have that. In fact, I will say this: when I got the script maybe 2 days before, even though I knew maybe 5 months ahead of time, I of course Googled my character and it turns out she was like a real life Satanist from history.
Oh, really?
Which I was so thrilled, like, oh my god, I can like really research this lady. Got into it. Then I got to the fitting the next day, the day before I'm to shoot, and they're like, oh no. We changed that. You're not her anymore. You'd be like 90. We'd have to fit you for prosthetics.
You're like,
it's something else. So yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah.
well, you look
Very
damn
much the last
sexy.
second.
Here's a picture. You make Satanism look sexy.
Yeah.
Was it weird because you got to film with a lot of the other characters and act like Kathy Bates? I mean, you really got to reconnect and the chemistry that you guys have. Like at all the parties, we have a lot of pictures of you and Lady Gaga and Finn and Kathy Bates and Sarah Paulson hanging out. Was it weird for them to have you come back totally you? Not totally you, but you know what I mean?
I hope not. I don't think so. I think they were just happy. It was, hey, happy to see you back.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fun family. Maybe not.
I was gonna
fun.
say, fun. Let's go stab him.
Exactly.
Just a weird family, like regular families, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it's nice. It's like, oh hey, we like, hey, last time I saw you were at So it's nice.
Good. Well, very excited, and who knows what's ahead for the American Horror Story genre, because we've heard there's more overlapping.
Didn't they just announce that they're gonna the next season be like a
1984.
slasher? Like
It's all 80s style.
yeah, 80s style.
Which could mean everything.
Did you notice my 80s dress?
Oh, girl, she's campaigning.
Easter eggs.
Ryan Murphy, I know you're watching, girl.
Very
I see you, I see you.
84. Very 84.
She supplies her own wardrobe.
If I have to.
Exactly.
I love it. I'm so glad you're here because we do know from past episodes you are very opinionated with a lot of facts. You've also have lived a very cultured life, living in so many different nations, communities, cultures, speaking so many different languages, dating gay men, straight men.
Work.
All the men.
So you're right at
Yes.
home in this room.
Yes.
What's
She's
that?
like,
You're right at home here with us.
Yeah.
she's like, which one tonight? No, just kidding. Making his debut on the Rocks, we have Beaux, international event host, Andrew Christian underwear model, adult entertainer, nightlife promoter, and LGBT advocate and influencer. Originally from Washington, D.C., now residing in L.A., he has worked nonstop since 2017. Oh, you poor child. Becoming one of the most requested nightlife go-go entertainers throughout the United States. He is always traveling. But I have to say, he's always on point, and the business side of it is something you do very well. And I do have to give that to you. 2 organizations he works with in efforts to advocate for multiple forms of health are This Free Life, an LGBT tobacco-free lifestyle for the 18-plus LGBT community, and Impulse Group, a sexual health awareness organization educating others about sexual positivity, consent, and getting tested. Ultimately, his main goal is to inspire confidence in others, especially within the LGBT community, and be an ally to that. Welcome, making your premiere.
Thanks. That was a mouthful. Not like how I take it.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. We got an email for you, very specific, a fan. Marco wants to know, would you consider mainstream acting after a career in the adult entertainment industry?
I don't know. I mean, I'm always open to any opportunity. It just would depend on it.
Okay.
I never say never.
What would be your dream role?
Good question, Michael Evans Daly.
You know, with any question, I can always answer the opposite way. Like who's your favorite? I can always say, I don't know. I can say my
Your
dream
nightmare
role. I
role.
would never
worst
want to
role?
act as an
What would your
adult, like
nightmare role
any
be?
like sex worker role. I wouldn't find that acting.
Right.
Anything I do, I just wouldn't.
Even
wanna,
if you took on a persona of a different character, different from yourself?
I guess I'd be a straight man then. That would
There
be
you go.
fun. Ooh.
That would be Academy Award worthy.
Right? Do you know the amount of acting? Like,
And we're going to be talking about body positivity, but one of the questions I wanted to ask you, body positivity and diversity. Are these changes that are happening in Hollywood or supposedly happening in Hollywood, are they being reflected in the adult film industry as well?
yes and no. Definitely with diversity. I'm not going to say body positivity is something that the adult entertainment industry is worked on, and like I'm going to really bite the bullet and bite my tongue, but it's like
Be honest here. This is Hot Topics. This is Everything's Out.
like literally have to bite my tongue. It's one of those. It's in that line of work that I do on that side of things. I would never body shame someone, but I'll speak for myself. I'm very conscious over the fantasy that I'm supposed to be selling.
Right.
And there are niches, or is it niches for everyone in that who go look at those kind of things.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you could
know
search
what I
for any
mean?
type of film and you're going to find it.
You're gonna find it.
Yeah.
But in like the more of the mainstream adult work, no, it's not. Body positivity is not something that we celebrate. But again, you'll never see me body shaming anyone.
Which I appreciate.
It's almost like coming to work
Body
unprepared.
banging, yes.
You know what I mean?
Body banging, body banging, body banging.
You know what I mean?
Body shaming's a no-no.
Yes, but also in terms of, you know, I've had adult actors that are like, you know, there used to be very certain genres for certain ethnic backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of changed.
Very that. Yeah, you have more studios opening up to other ideas of, you know, what is acceptable and what more so not just ethnic wise, but stereotypes more so. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're not gonna put a person of color in a jumpsuit, even though like that
Got it.
idea of like a jailhouse scene may be hot.
Yeah.
You know, like, but we can still do that jailhouse scene, but we can mix the ethnic role up a bit. You know.
And maybe a musical number.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's
That
actually,
gets me going every time.
don't laugh. There's actually been like a few
I'm
students
sure
that do
there is.
musical.
I'm
I
sure
love
there's
it.
a Glee
There's
spinoff
something
somewhere.
for
I'm sure there's
Until
a
I
Glee
had to listen to
spinoff.
Brent Corrigan
show tunes
sing.
fetish.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, welcome for your first time here on The
Thank
Rocks. Also coming back, part of the On The Rocks family, Stephen Daler, and our resident pop culture correspondent, is a cover and runway model, having appeared in magazines all over the world for many product and fashion campaigns. He has been featured on the cover of the international men's magazine DNA, and is one of the main faces and bodies for Marco Fashion Design, and is a favorite of Marco's runway. He has been seen in RuPaul's Drag Race, Now Apocalypse. I just saw your episode, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was like,
forgot about that.
and Will and Grace. Please welcome back Stephen Daler.
Thank you. It's been ages. I haven't been back since my birthday.
It has been ages. Okay, so one of my favorite things about you is you do a lot of like stock like modeling that you don't know where your picture's going to end up, and you know every time you're on, like I
like the
love
romance
this.
novels and-
Yeah. So Kurt, this is the last romance novel.
That you found.
Yeah. This one's called To Catch a Rogue, and it's
Oh,
titled.
I actually like this one. I like the editing on it. 'Cause
It's fancy.
it's so like fan. It reminds me of like Castlevania. That's
Yeah,
not it.
Kurt.
That's
there we go. So here's the description. It's called a London steampunk novel. I don't know
The
what that
girl was not in the
means.
photo with me either. I was by myself. I don't even remember.
You
who
don't
this
even
photo
look like you're paying attention to her, by the way. You're like, girl, bye.
I'm like, bitch, my hair is way more full than yours.
Yeah.
So true.
So you guys, I have to read you the descriptions because these always, because I know you, and I'm like, and I could just see like the wind blowing. It's like, he broke her heart, but now she must risk it all to save his life. Lark spent years trying to forget her past, but the one thing she can't ignore is the way a single smile from Charlie still sets her heart on fire. When he proposes they work together again, it feels just like old times. But she has one rule. This is strictly business.
That's why I'm looking away from her.
Yes, and this is how they describe it. Ocean's 11 meets Dracula in the sexy paranormal heist by U.S. Today best-selling author. If you like sexy paranormal romances, steampunk shenanigans, and plenty of action-adventure, vampires, steamy rooftop chases, then dive into this thrilling heist with Charlie and Lark.
Wow. Steamy rooftop chase.
Yeah, but I love it's like
So they're
Ocean's
just having
11
like
meets
sex
Dracula.
while they're like.
I kind of really want to read this.
But say, have you read it?
I mean, no, I haven't read. I haven't read any of
sounds
these.
like
Any of
a
this.
I'm about to go
on the
buy
cover,
one
to be
right now.
honest. Right?
I kind of want to read it.
Can we
and
have a
then-
signed copy?
I never actually.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny because
Did you do the audio book as well?
right? Yeah, I should. I never see these book covers really for the most part until like I get a family
People
member.
send them to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
a family member that's like, is this you?
When you're shooting, do you know that that's what it's for?
No, not at all.
they
So
just
what
airbrush
I'll-
you in there?
Well, yeah, that's completely airbrush. Like I was just by myself in front of like a black
He was on the
background.
beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
He was in his living room in West Hollywood, like, I'm about to go out.
Yeah, right. But no, I work with a couple photographers, but one photographer I work with, he's in Vegas now. I'll go and I'll do a bunch of like they call stock images. It'll just be like generic shots that can be used for a bunch of stuff.
Picture frames or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And so I'll do that, and then he has a catalog of models, and authors come and contact him, and then I'll just get a text being like, "Oh, you sold a cover," and then I'll just get wire transferred, and it's like, "Oh," but they'll just be like, "Oh, that's
Me too, sweetie.
Nice.
I'll be like, "Cool, I sold a cover today," but you know, it's few and far.
But like, I think one was weird. It was like you were in love with a horse, or the horse was you, or something. There was some horse thing.
Again, market for everything.
I honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. It could
was
be anything.
weird.
I've been on
Does
gay.
that bother you though, that you could suddenly be
Yeah.
in love with a
Yeah.
horse?
Do you have limits? I mean, like as actors, we have like I will
Well,
do this.
I mean,
I'll do
I
that.
don't wanna be
I think
naked
well,
with
the
the horse.
photographer I
Right.
work with, I mean, everything is within reason.
with the
I've never
horse,
been
by
on
the
a cover of something that's been like inappropriate.
Like Trump's tryst.
Yeah, nothing like that. It's always just very-
Available now in
And a
paperback.
lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times you don't even see my face. It's all just like a body shot, or you know, it's like.
Oh,
whatever.
those poor covers. Okay. but Michael, I know you've done a lot of modeling. Have your pictures ever shown up? And now that you're kind of in the public eye, do pictures that you've taken like way ago are like, oh my God?
Yeah. So they'll either find my friends or find my old Facebook photos and like repost the kid photos with the teeth. They're like, here, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the good old days. But no. I mean, whenever I was modeling, like mainly it was for a company, and so like, they would just go to, you know, either in a store or wherever the hell it was. It was never kind of like that. That's scary to me. That's scary to me.
Well, speaking of,
Well, for me, it's not scary because I'm not working with a random person. Like
Right,
it's
you
a
know who
photographer.
you're
It's a
working
photographer that
Oh,
like
so-
it's for professional in the
That you
industry
trust.
that I trust
So he'd kinda be like,
completely. I've worked with
yo.
him for like 8-9 years, so it's not like
You're not
I've-
gonna Photoshop
I'm not,
a bunch of.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go work with some random photographer I've never met before.
Whatever that
and then,
is.
yeah,
That's
that-
that,
you
you know, that universal
dental
thing for
floss.
I'm like, why am I holding
inappropriate
these two
horse
shake weights like this? Like,
Shake weights. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Shake weights.
Okay.
and speaking of pictures from the past, Kurt, I need you to find Carl's
no.
picture.
Oh God, I think
I'll
I
let
just
you-
saw this.
Yeah.
I think I saw a little.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's a great picture.
It's from way
That's
back. No.
I know where this is going.
No. No. Almost.
A lot of
Almost.
good
Let's just go
photos,
through my
though.
career.
A lot
Yeah.
of cute photos.
These are all great.
No, I know where I saw it.
Yeah. No.
We'll just.
Yeah.
Look.
There we go.
Old school.
Dracula, he's a
God.
singer? What?
No, I
It's like
was.
a hair thing.
Do you know what? I'd forgotten I'd ever done this, and somebody sent that to me.
But why?
I was in right in New Zealand, and yes, apparently I was a hair model once, which I'd forgotten about, and
That looks
still
fabulous.
don't remember that happening. It was, I think, what 1993 or something.
Oh, good. I was born. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Getting
not.
nervous. I was getting.
You weren't?
Nah,
Well,
sorry.
look at that. That's history. You can
Ah,
learn
that's
something.
history.
That
I'm
is-
learning.
That will be
that's
back.
hair story.
Look at
Hair
that.
story.
Look at the sultry look. Hair story.
This looks like a
I've got a
like
real
a Backstreet
pouty-
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
you're
like
you're
a-
giving me
Funny
some.
enough,
Yeah.
I'm wearing the same jacket.
Very
It
thank
looks like so. See, everything comes around.
Full circle.
Okay, real fast. The show's brought to you in media partnership with Here TV. We know Here TV reaches millions of viewers. Thank you. We're appearing on Amazon Prime, Facebook Watch, HereTV.com, and Here TV app for free. Our website's been updated. Everything you want to know is on therocksradioshow.com. Mama Rose is in the chat room. Ask her a question. If it's a burning question,
Mama.
she will text me and I'll answer it here. Kurt, do you have do you have a pun? You're so punny. Real
Here
fast,
we go.
Kurt.
This is my favorite part
Oh,
of the show.
God.
I mean, I have a pun, but I don't have a mic, so I'll have to relay.
Okay, go ahead.
Here.
Oh, God, he's
why,
so
thank you.
nice.
Right?
Yes.
Did you know wipe off boards are amazing? You might even say they're remarkable.
That was
that was a bit soft.
We needed more
Yeah.
of a
Okay.
Don't ever give him the microphone again.
We needed more of an enunciation.
I mean, that was like a really good dad
that was
joke.
okay.
like-
Yeah,
At least it was fast. It was like a band-aid. Like, okay, it's done.
it's over.
Yeah. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air, Facebook On The Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email, book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I'll be there. Info at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com.
We will be there.
Real fast, thank you to San Diego County Fair for having me as your MC for Out at the Fair.
How was that?
Backstage, it was so much fun. We had about 3,000 people show up. It was great. And I hung out backstage with American Idol's Effie Passero and singer-songwriter Dev. It was a lot of fun. Also, I had Laguna Beach Pride on Sunday. That, too, was a lot of fun.
Saw that.
Thank you for OC coming out. Men's Warehouse made me a suit with shorts, and they made me a tuxedo with shorts. So that was a lot of fun. I love Pride season because of all the gigs I get, but my liver hates it. I'm dying right now. Real fast, this weekend, LA Pride Parade, I'll be reuniting with the West Hollywood cheerleaders for the Pride Parade, Sunday, June 9th at 11 a.m. You can watch it on TV.
ABC 7.
There you go. Also, Santa Monica is having its first ever Pride, and the city is doing a month of Pride. But on Saturday, June 15th, at the pier, we're taking over the stage, and I'm your main MC for that, as well as June 22nd, we're doing a pub crawl. In fact, Naomi, I have to talk to you about this. June 22nd, from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m., we are taking over every major straight club, culminating in this huge nightclub in Santa Monica for, they call it Out of the Closet into the Bars. So,
That's
Am I
literally
your
my life
token straight
story.
friend?
well, no, we're supposed to have a celebrity at each place we go to like play and all that, and we know that you're a big ally, so we'll talk. Also, Gay Wine Weekend, 3-day celebration of food, wine, ambiance of the wine country, July 18th through the 21st. Also, I just got booked this morning for San Diego Pride, July 14th. I'm
be there
doing
with
a bunch.
you.
Oh,
Cute.
I wonder if we're working some of the same events. I'm doing like
I'm there all
3.
weekend.
When's it again?
July
13th.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get
14th.
booked for that because I want to go down there.
Yeah, well,
Well, let's just bring everyone. Let's just bring the whole table.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, bye.
Only if they have seltzer water. And Michael Evans is like, I'm good.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now we're going to go on to hot topics. We're going to dive in. I had some silly stuff that we're going to do at the beginning, which we will get to, but I think we have a lot of opinions here, and I don't want us to be shy. We were talking about body positivity, and I want to take that a step further into mainstream. We know big is beautiful. We're encouraging actors to be themselves and also have characters of a larger presence represented as norm in media, playing a lot of different parts. And I'm all for it. Obviously, I'm a curvy girl. I'm never going to be super skinny, and I'm fine with that. But I have seen some of the actors that have come out as body positive, like they have this new role, and I've seen them get bigger and bigger to the point that I have seen them at awards that they can't kind of move around. They have to do camera angles differently. Is this body positivity going too far? Is it damaging the health of the U.S.? And is big really beautiful when we're in terms of what the aesthetic is? And I want us to be really honest about this because I just was.
It's such a touchy subject because people are very, very sensitive about it, especially when who is talking about the subject.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a difference of being mean and there's a difference of being like, this is...
I adore body positivity. I think everyone should love who they are and the body that they have in. I'm also about
Are you okay?
taking...
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kurt,
also about
can you
taking-
help him with his microphone?
I'm also about like taking like healthier choices. So like being positive, body positive about your body. Yes, you know, no one has to be a size, 0, blah, 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 and all that kind of extremism. But also it's like, do you take it to the other level where, okay, I'm just going to completely disregard what I'm consuming or what I'm doing?
But
or the
is
activities that I'm
that
saying?
easier for someone to say who has a great, fantastic
But that's what
physique?
I'm, see, that's what I'm
than
saying.
Those
Body
of us who may look in the mirror and go, uh-oh.
But you don't think? But the thing is that we all do that.
We have body
Sure,
dysmorphia, even
of
though we
course.
don't
If
quite know
anything,
what we look like.
if anything,
Body dysmorphia is a huge...
Yeah,
but
body
nobody looks
dysmorphia
like
with
us.
people who are in shape is a little bit more because a lot of people who are in shape have body dysmorphia.
Right.
But no, that's why I'm saying that's why it's such a touchy subject based on who's speaking about
right.
it.
Yeah,
You know, I always bring up Vicky Vox because she calls everyone fat. Everyone's fat because you're just less fat than someone else. So like she's like, I love all you fat people because. So trying to keep it in that aspect is that we all have a percentage of fat. So like we all have it. So.
I found a quote today which I then put
I
up on
saw
Facebook.
your post,
which
yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
kind of inspired
I
this.
didn't know we were going to be talking about this, but this resonated with me. You know, and the last time I was on the show, I talked about somebody at the gym went, "Oh, she got fat, didn't she?" Behind me, like that's the guy from TV. She got fat, which is lovely. But I saw this quote today, and I think this kind of talks to what you're speaking about really great. It's bodies are neither ugly nor beautiful. They're simply incredibly powerful, strong instruments. They're vehicles through which all experiences happen. They endure massive amounts of stress and do incredible work. To celebrate anything in life, whether it's your identity or your sex or your history, is to celebrate your body, your mechanism. Show it off.
That's hot.
And that touched me because that's so true in the quite a simple way.
Yeah.
But in entertainment, in like the mainstream entertainment, like the CW, like, you know, your show deals with a football team. We see locker room scenes. We see a lot of this. I don't necessarily need to see every body type represented in a locker room scene.
But it's also a football team, so you're going to see people who are on the football team.
But not every football team is like you have your linebackers.
You have your big guys.
And I'll say held to the
But it's also the CW, and that network is known, and their sponsors know that they're supporting a show that are going to have sexy people all over it. And like Chris Farley, remember he was the funny fat guy on SNL.
Right.
Well, then he would go to clubs, and people were like, "Oh, you're the funny fat guy," so he didn't have to pay attention at all, and he got bigger and bigger, and look what happened. Not that that was his only thing going on.
But that might have been the reason why he got bigger and bigger too. I mean, you have people like
gotta think
Melissa McCarthy who was talking about, you know, she'll never be an actress that will lose a ton of weight for a role because that's not.
But she did lose a ton of weight.
But I don't have
a problem with her losing it.
And I'm going to tell you why that's happened. No, because because it's when she had a child and then she had another person to take care of, she just started to take healthier choices to be a better representation for her child. So that's why she started to lose weight. Wasn't because she was trying to do a role or anything. She was just like, you know what, now I'm in charge of another human being and I want to give them a good foundation to like grow up on of what choices to make, and now my choices affect her choices, so that's why she started to lose weight. But it's like it takes another person for her to do that. It's like, why don't you do that for yourself? Like,
well, I think, but that's what's really important because, okay, again, I really don't even like to talk about this because I don't either. I hate
talking about it because everyone looks
you're
at me
like,
and they're like, oh,
you can talk.
It's easy for you. Look at your body. I'm just like,
but I know in an effort. I mean, not that you don't make an effort, but.
I'll make an effort. But listen, there's shows like Shrill, for example. If people have watched it, I want to say in like the very first episode, there's this like massive like pool party of like exclusively morbidly obese girls. And I say that like flippantly, but truly it's like an extraordinary scene because you just never see it. And so in a way I was like, wow, you go girl. Like that was really empowering. But at the same time I was like, listen, it's okay to be like proud, like just like Pride weekend. Like it's okay to be like you should like celebrate what you are and who you are, but they're also in this case I think we do have a responsibility to health. Like we can't be like glorifying this thing to a point where it's like, no, that's diabetes, and no, that's heart disease, and no, you know,
exactly. Like I feel like
it's weird filter they were putting on. Oh, like weight, and removing the health factor about weight. Yes, be body positive.
Love your body, but also understand what you're putting in your body to kill yourself.
Well, and also, we didn't have this obesity problem back in 1980. I mean,
did you though? We didn't have such processed food back then.
No, that's exactly my point. We didn't have all this processed crap that we put in our bodies. And if you look at the rates of diabetes, if you look at allergies within kids who all these allergies have come out of like they didn't exist.
Stuff,
all of this stuff. So it has, you're right, a lot of what we're putting in our bodies. Also, it comes down to cost. It's expensive to eat healthy. They keep telling you eat organic, eat this. But you go to the grocery store and you try to buy the fresh vegetables, which will go off in 2 days because they're fresh vegetables, and you try to buy the healthy carbs. They're 3 times the price, and a lot of people can't afford that.
Right.
Well, that's true. And Carl's Jr. put out their new Beyond Meat burger.
Oh yeah.
Del Taco's coming out with a
They already
Impossible
did. Taco or something.
They already did. I know. Number one, the
love
meatless burger at Carl's Jr. cost about $3 to $4 more.
Really?
And there's less in it.
Yeah.
How is it more expensive? There's no meat.
It's because it's becoming such a thing for people to try to be more conscious about eating meat, not just because they want to become vegan or vegetarian, but because it's such an apparent thing about it being a detriment to our
and also
global
being
climate.
vegan and vegetarian doesn't mean you're going to be skinny, by the way, because I know plenty.
Right.
Of them. No, I'm not.
There's plenty of carbs in vegetables. you can
And
get.
Naomi, this is what I love about what you share about your yoga journey and your fitness journey, because it's an overall health. Your yoga makes you a bit more spiritual, and your own successes, like doing your own handstand without having to lean against a wall or anything. And I think your fans share in that. Plus, they've seen you as Pepper. You couldn't possibly look worse in your life. And sharing that kind of this is how naked I'm going to be, so to speak. And Michael, you're also very honest on your social media. I mean, looking at you, everybody's like, oh, God, it's so hot, blah, blah, blah. And we see you at the gym, but we do see you at the gym as many times as you need to go to do that. And, you're very honest. Some days it's a rough day for you.
They're very
Jumping back on that body positivity thing, for me, when it works, is not when we're glamorizing that unhealthy lifestyle. No offense, but Trisha Paytas is on YouTube doing a mukbang. That's what it's called. When you eat
a bunch of food at
a
once.
bunch of food.
That
For
is
me,
so weird to me.
When it works is when we're
What-
glamorizing
why-
that
what is
content.
Why a market
What is this?
created?
I don't know why,
What
but
is
that's
that?
that's when it
Basically,
does
it's
not
And
work.
sponsorships.
That's
She's
Imagine
making
what is
what,
it?
3 million?
a lot of food.
exactly. Now
People
that's
just
not
eat it
body
on camera
positivity to me.
For no
Why?
reason. But people view it. I don't know.
People watch these
People
videos.
want to watch mukbangs.
I mean, there's a
So that's what
pimple
it's called,
popping
muk-
show.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
that is low key
Mukbang?
satisfying.
And that's unnecessary.
Is that just another word for
No.
To
eating?
watch that?
So it's a girl, and she'll eat
You haven't seen
20
She'll just
pizzas.
people something.
I don't
and
know.
it just shows her eating and eating.
That's
and
where we
eating.
right, and that's where we go wrong with it. But when we go right, I feel like when we're glamorizing the confidence, when you have someone like Lizzo or not even Dexter Mayfield, a dancer. It's this is my size, but I'm confident with my size, and it's not stopping me from doing other things that you think I can't do.
Yeah.
And that's when body positivity for me works. When we're
Right.
celebrating
How do you
confidence.
get? How do you think you get to that? How do those people get to that place where they go, "Yep, that's me, and I love it"? I mean,
Money.
do you think it's
I think
Money.
I think
Sounds
that
like
it's.
it.
I
She's
think
getting
it's.
$3 million to have 12 pizzas.
But then is it?
I mean, I might do that.
But then is it genuine?
I mean, there's a-
or is it once the cameras stop, she's looking at herself going, "My God, I
that's
hate
something
this."
I mean,
Because-
I heard a couple years back
No,
from a
but-
friend of a website of this girl that he knew. She was overweight, and there was a website where she would have guys that were into feeding her.
Oh no, that's a huge thing.
And would come
But
over
are we
and
calling
just-
that body positive?
It wasn't
I
even.
wouldn't say
It wasn't
that's
even
body
she
positive
wanted
at
to be
all.
sexual. It was a really funny part of the story. She's like, I thought there would be sex at the end, but no. These guys just come over and they just get off just feeding.
Yeah.
They would
I mean,
orgasm too.
They
Clearly,
probably just would go home.
Where
There's
are these
somebody
people?
into
Give me their number. I'd
Yeah,
be
I was like,
happily
can you
be
come over?
filled.
Yeah,
Feed me,
Jeez.
Feed me, Claire.
What's up?
You were gonna say something.
Confidence. Yeah, I think that you can have confidence in yourself. I think it has to build up. I don't think that it can just happen like that. I think you have to find something that you see in yourself in the mirror every day when you get out of the shower, whenever you're getting ready for school, whenever you're getting ready for work, whatever it may be. Sorry, whatever it may be.
Oh, that's how young he
Thank
is.
you
I
so
know. I'm
much.
like,
That's his
you mean like AA
demographic.
school?
That's my demo. That's my
No, but
demo.
it seems to me
No,
that
It really
but
is, though.
It really is my
Yeah,
demo.
yeah,
But
But again, is that not becoming more and more difficult in the culture of swipe left, swipe right, disposable friends, disposable everything?
Yeah.
Is it? How do you find that within yourself?
the confidence.
Yeah, when everything is so flick it up and flick it
You
down
have it
and left
one day
right.
and then it's gone.
Right,
the next day.
you post something and you get 1,200 likes and you go, wow. And then I post a picture of my grandmother and it's 60. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's
so
just,
do you know what I mean? Like,
that's the negative aspect of
Right.
social media. I mean, if you want to get deep into that, you can talk about it forever. But the confidence thing, you just have to find something in yourself that you love
But
and
it-
continue
And that you
to
can
love
work
it every
towards.
day.
I think the issue really is not this lady who's getting $3 million for eating 12 pizzas, but the culture that is paying
Correct.
her that. I mean,
little
come
girls are
on,
like,
like,
"Oh,
what
I
is?
can get 3 million
Who
too."
is sitting and watching this? Like,
To be honest,
find a
I've
hobby.
watched the videos because I
Get
was
a
so
life.
astounded by it that I actually watched the videos. Just like I watched that girl doing the ASMR eating
Oh,
a
with the-
pickle.
I
with the
can't
pickle
watch
thing?
ASMR
I don't-
videos. They
they're
make
kinda
me so
weird.
angry.
No, we need it.
but zip popping galore. Let's go.
Zip popping
Oh,
below. I
don't
love
understand.
Dr.
And
Pimple
now,
Popper.
Wait, there's a new show on TLC that's about
upsetting.
feet surgeries.
No.
Like what? But
Oh,
people
wait,
are
well,
finding
wait, well,
this
what
and
kind of feet
sponsors-
surgeries?
Like weird toes and toenails and all that, and it shows them fixing it. But sponsors are paying for this program.
I mean,
it's
I
not
don't
just
know.
the viewers. It's
that's
it's
a little
the
too
sponsors.
Surgery's kind of cool to watch, though.
No.
I'll watch Grey's Anatomy. I'll watch
can't
Grey's
do that.
Anatomy and look for your episode. There we
See,
go.
I'm a medicine guy. I would love to dive into a surgery show. That would be cool. Like whenever I got my surgery on my foot, I got twice. Like I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it.
Wow. Okay. Saved by the Bell. That was awkward.
Yikes.
Okay, so we're doing rapid fire a little bit different. Whenever we hear that alarm, we are doing rapid fire. And so we're going to do it. All you guys have to do rapid fire by the end of the show. Who wants to go first?
I'll get it out of the way.
Yeah? Okay. Michael Evans Behling. TV show from history you wish you would have been in the cast of?
Full House.
Oh.
Ooh, I could see that.
First thing that came
Yeah,
to mind.
I totally could see that.
Right?
Although back then, your role might be a little
I
like...
might have been like a guest star who popped in and said, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And then
Yeah.
popped out. Yeah.
Yeah. Most embarrassing song on your playlist?
I love the way you lie.
Oh, that's...
Going through it.
Yeah, okay.
He's doing it right. He's answering quickly. All of
Yeah.
us all
I'm
think about
trying
it.
because last time I was super slow.
You're
getting
not
back.
Oh my God. Last time...
Last
we
time
are
I
going
was
to
like,
still get the same questions, right?
No.
We had our own
Oh,
question.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I want to answer these.
Last time we went through mid-season finale, and you're still answering questions. And I think you just answered this. What is your weirdest habit?
Watching videos
Yeah.
of
No,
surgeries.
no.
Zip popping.
And zip popping.
I don't know. I can't think of one. My weirdest habit: eating donuts. I guess that's kind of weird, right?
No.
Watching
I
Dr.
didn't- I had
Pimple
2 bags
Popper
of
is
donuts.
weirder
It's
than
sweet.
I think watching the
Okay,
medical stuff.
watching medical
enjoy
videos,
it.
watching
Yeah.
medical surgeries is my.
Okay, and this one actually came from email. What is your, and I reworded it, what is your okay, I'm on TV now, purchase that you would have never bought it before, but now that you have a show, that you're like, oh, I can buy this now.
The splurge.
Yeah.
I still haven't really splurged yet. I've just been traveling a lot. I guess, but I really want to get is a nice watch. That'll be my splurge.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. What would your wrestler name be? Like, you're like The Rock, that kind of wrestling.
What the fuck? I don't know. What do you think it would be? I don't know. I was prepared for
Bigfoot.
this.
Yeah.
Donut muncher.
Bigfoot, yeah.
Donut muncher.
Dr.
Muncher.
Foot.
We'll call him the muncher.
Yeah.
The donut. The
Do not touch my foot.
donut.
Thank you, Kurt.
Wow.
We actually laughed
That was
at that
the
one.
pun. Yeah,
That wasn't bad.
Michael, tell our viewers and listeners where they can find you.
You guys can find me at MichaelBO5 on Instagram, Snapchat, and on YouTube, and then on Twitter at Michael Behling with an E at the end.
Oh, and you know how people do dummy accounts? I know you have a couple of dummy accounts out there.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
don't get rid of
It
them.
started with you. It happened like right after you came on the show. I started noticing, and I was like, "That's not his account. Isn't that weird? It's so weird." And oh god,
I love the
Instagram
support.
is terrible at getting rid of that
Yeah.
shit too.
But like, I'll get texts from friends like, "Yo, is this you? Like,
Yeah.
is this your private account?" Like, no, this is my private account. This is my public account. You know, just
yeah.
don't.
Okay, next hot topic because we were kind of broaching on social media. Instagram, July 1st. Supposedly they are doing away with likes.
They did that in Canada. They started that in Canada already.
did?
Yeah,
Stupid.
because I was
They
up in
tested it.
Canada.
They're
whenever
testing it out
they're
there,
testing
weren't
it
they?
up in
Yeah.
Canada.
I don't think it'll last.
How did
Worst
it go?
thing.
I don't know.
I don't think it'll last. I mean,
horrible.
how are companies gonna?
Is it good or bad? All of you
But
guys.
wait.
It's bad. They will
But
get
is
Kylie
it- but
Jenner.
is Instagram for companies to monetize
is.
you
It
as
has
a
become
brand?
that.
It's the
It
new
has
ad.
become
Well,
It's
I
become
think
that,
well,
but
you yourself are monetizing yourself
Well,
as
see,
a brand.
but like sponsors.
Yes.
Sponsors.
Well, they can still look at insights though. So like, if I post a picture and you can't see my likes, sure, that's okay. But guess what? I
You-
can
you-
download
you
my
can.
insights and
Right.
send them
Yeah.
to you, the company.
So a
so then I can
sponsor,
still
you'd
get
have to
paid.
show that to a sponsor.
Sure.
But here's the weird thing, because all of you all freaked out right now, and
Hell
I thought
yeah.
I think it's a positive.
I don't have an
care
issue
how
with
many
it.
likes you got. If
No,
I
I think
like
it's
it,
a
that's
great
all that
thing,
should
yeah.
matter.
Only thing I like about it is that like now the photos I post with clothes on won't have a fraction of the likes you'll see.
That's true.
That's
That goes to my
like you were
point.
talking- and I've had
So I actually probably post more authentically because I
And I
actually
would
post
love
things I
to
want
see that.
people
That
to
you
see.
and that you genuinely want to post rather than get a reaction from
Yeah.
and viewers.
I'm not there
But then
yet.
it's yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, be
well,
honest.
but you
I'm
have,
not there yet.
but Beau, you have also a very certain brand as well, just like you, Stephen.
I mean, for me, I'm not really.
Your body pictures are- that's your
likes
brand.
likes aren't the thing that really the companies are looking at. It's about reach and what your visibility of it. Because just because someone sees the photo doesn't
Engagement.
mean that they
Genuine
actually
engagement.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they actually like the photo. I mean, look at it this way: a lot of people have obviously have jobs and photos of a shirtless guy. You can see what people like on Instagram, so they necessarily may not be liking that photo, but they are seeing.
Well,
the
that's
image.
true.
Well,
Because there's a lot of Instagram I will not
studies
like.
that showed that people like, and if you ask them to recall the last 5 things within the last 5 minutes that they liked, they can't actually recall because it's just become sort of this motorized
swipe,
habit. No, exactly.
Oh man, I'm the opposite.
But at the
I
end
think
of
I like
the-
a photo once a week.
But at the end of the day, isn't that
Now,
what Instagram
is that
created for?
on purpose?
To show, to
just
share
don't
what
remember.
share whatever you want to share, and for
Correct.
people to enjoy it by liking it if they want to. That's the whole reason behind Instagram.
And yeah, that's why Instagram is not Facebook. Facebook, you get a little bit more involved. You get to see longer videos. You get to see
Discussion
whatever.
based.
Instagram is so specific. It's very. I believe it builds a big wall. Unless you're posting about depression every day, which if you do have a depression, that is serious. But I don't need somebody that I know very well to be posting motivational stuff all day long because it's not them. Do you know what I mean?
I think the direction, well, because Facebook obviously is destroying themselves, and Facebook owns Instagram, so they're probably heading that direction as well. I think like what ends up gonna happening is everyone's just gonna have like their own OnlyFans or
Say that again.
Sorry, OnlyFans or just for fans or all the Patreon and all these paid
Catch
for
me on this private
services.
site.
Yeah, because that's what Instagram is going towards. That's what's gonna end up happening.
I live for the likes and I'm pissed.
Yeah, you should be.
Hey, like that's what makes it interactive. Like,
But it does play with people's perception of what you've posted as long as your own. Just like you said about your grandma.
Yeah.
This last year I went through something horrible with my grandma, and I wanted to share it because it was part of my life. And it hurt me that there wasn't that interaction.
You didn't get that reaction.
Right.
Whereas if you post a picture of yourself in a Speedo or something, boom, it goes through the roof.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
that went
post,
through the roof.
And I don't blame,
I like
blame
all
the
of your
people
Speedo
for that
pictures.
as much as I blame Instagram's algorithm for that, because when I post
But see
a
that we're even
photo-
talking about algorithms and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just like
Just like
here's
you
a
said, it's
moment?
about our
Here's a
life.
moment in time that
Yeah.
I wanted to share with people because it emoted something out of me. Here it is. But now
that depends on
it's
how
about-
you use
But
the
the
product.
likes makes it a
I don't use
conversation.
Instagram. I use Facebook for my friends and family. I use
Same.
Instagram for business.
For business, right.
Yeah.
Only.
So if you've turned your
But,
self into a brand,
We're talking about
then that's why
two
you
different
think about
things,
algorithms,
though. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So it comes from two different perspectives. If you're just a person that's on Instagram that enjoys Instagram for what it is, then maybe the likes
And
aren't
that's
are a
the
good
normal
thing for
consumer.
you.
We're talking to a room that Instagram is something totally different. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
it
my
could really
listeners,
affect your business.
Instagram is
Yes.
something totally different. They are posting pictures of their cats. They're posting pictures of what they ate for lunch at Arby's. Like that's
What day was it? The
Not
like,
there's
was it
nothing
like
wrong,
a
but-
month
Gray
ago when
meat.
Instagram went down?
Arby's.
All of West Hollywood,
feel
all
like
the
you
apartments
like
just
Arby's.
lost. I was in the
I
car
like
with
Arby's,
Nick.
don't you?
I was in the car
Well,
with
the first
Nick.
thing you do
I
is
haven't
go to
had it in a
Twitter,
while.
and all I do is whenever Instagram is down, I go to
search
Twitter, I
Twitter,
type in
make sure
Instagram, and
down.
then
I've
everyone's
never
like,
had
"Oh, it's
Arby's.
down."
Same.
Okay.
Okay. My account's not taken down. So my account in
Leave
the
me
morning.
my
Missing
strawberry
out.
ice
Get a
donuts.
beef and cheddar from Arby's.
A beef and cheddar donut? Oh,
Hashtag
Arby's,
support
that's-
Arby's.
Arby's.
We went off on a side tangent.
Is this an endorsement coming in?
I'm a curvy girl. Arby's is the only place I refuse to step foot into.
thank
It
you.
is
Thank
so
you.
gross.
I hate their
wait,
French
wait. So
fries.
you'll eat White Castle, but you won't eat Arby's?
Oh, I love
I
me
won't
some White
eat
Castle.
White Castle either.
I won't
I've
eat
never
White
But
been to
Arby's,
White
I will
Castle.
not go.
I've gone to 7-Eleven.
I'm
got
there with
White
Jack
Castle
in the
burgers.
Michael,
What?
it's so gross.
It's
I
great.
haven't had
meat.
Arby's in a while, but I mean, I'll still.
I had Arby's.
I'm
I
just
had
saying, for
once
those
going
of
to
us who
Vegas.
never go to Arby's and would never post about it,
I love you so much more now.
Post on,
I love you so much more.
I
She's like,
will
I'll
like
post
your
about it if I
post.
get likes.
I really.
I think you should do,
Hello,
Michael.
Arby's.
You need to take Naomi to Arby's.
For your YouTube.
Don't you
it's
wish you-
perfect.
Yeah,
Don't you
we'll
wish
do
you
a
had a remote
mukbang
crew
on
right
my
now?
YouTube eating an Arby's. You'll get all
Perfect.
You'll get all
The
the
point
millions.
is, the
So
likes
good.
are make it a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just post like. It's like the value of just giving a stranger my photo album and like, oh, peruse.
But you're a celebrity.
No.
That's what you do.
I'll go on live.
Yeah, but I
what
want to
is-
at least get some of their reaction.
What are the likes?
I mean, you're still,
what are the
why
likes?
can't they
you're still
comment?
going to
What
get
are the
that. You're
likes
going to be able to
doing for
see
you?
all your likes and stuff, but you're the only one that's going to see
But
it.
also they can
What
comment.
about my
I'm like-
exes? They need to know
I
how
just for the
famous
sheer
I
competition
am.
and knowing you're better than
But
the
why-
other
why
person.
are
That's my
doing the same
reason for
thing.
being.
But people
That's a
can.
heavy
Best
hand.
revenge is
Wow.
roaring success.
People can-
That's why you're not drinking the vodka.
But I want to know that, like,
not
People
very
can buy likes.
if
But
I'm-
why-
if we're
why do
both
likes
underwear
matter?
models- Because if we're both underwear
No,
models.
no.
Likes matters from a business perspective as the company because unless the company specifically asks you to send them your insights and your reach and all that
But
stuff.
likes don't matter. It's about engagement. You can have fake likes.
Likes is a personal
guess,
thing.
but you
I
can-
wanna
you can-
know
you
that
can
I'm
have-
better
you can have
than
fake
someone in the
comments,
same
too.
Okay,
as
yeah.
me.
If it's a personal thing, that makes
Selfishly,
sense.
I want to
That makes
know
sense.
You can
because
have
anyone
fake
can get their
comments as well.
underwear.
You can have fake
and
comments.
do
You can
it.
have fake likes. You can have fake followers. You can see people with 1 million followers who want to get 20 grand likes. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Your engagement's so off.
Or their
It's about
comments are
engagement.
like,
I think that it's about engagement as
And
far
that's
as
true.
selling
all
the
the comments
product.
want.
I always try and go and like every comment in the first hour that I get comments on a photo, just so that like
your
I'm getting
engagement stays up.
That's nice
engagement
because
with
Is
it.
that
Your
strategy
followers.
though? Then
Yes.
for algorithm.
Yes. And then you respond with the heart. I mean, I love you all.
if you,
but
you
really,
respond to
Yeah, but did you
if
know-
you do that within the first hour, then it ups your reach because your
really?
engagement
picture gets
matters.
shared.
There
more.
you go.
but also, did you
Hang
know
on.
if you comment,
Get on my
There's a
Instagram.
science to it.
if you comment and you don't comment more than 4 words, it doesn't go towards interaction.
Thank you
So
with
you
that
can't
emoji.
just put like.
You can't just do emoji, but you have to be like, "Oh, thank you so much, you're the best," or like something like that.
I try
What
to
did you
respond to
have
a
for
genuine though.
breakfast?
If they're complimenting my looks, I won't. But if like they say something genuine, like that's when I'll respond.
Yeah, totally.
Because I get, oh, you're hot. Well, no offense, I know that I did a lot of. I want to get something like genuine.
Aren't we healthy?
Yes, we are.
Body
That's
positivity,
good.
guys.
Like
it
a
works all the
superficial-
way.
Body
okay?
positivity.
Because then if one person says you're hot, you have to
Healthy
respond to everyone who
self-esteem.
said the same thing, and then it's like you're leaving out. But if you put some thought in something that, like, wow, I actually appreciated that. Like, I hope you're having a good day too.
But here's the thing, like I get pitched every single day from PR reps that are repping some musician out in Kansas City that nobody's ever heard of. I look at their Instagram, I look at their social media because it's important to me to have people with followers. It just is smart.
Well, yeah, that makes
and
sense.
Spread your
and I
reach.
do
And
look
that
at
makes
likes
sense.
and all that, but that doesn't mean that
The
they're
likes
not a
don't
quality
mean
guest though
sense,
too
though.
either.
The engagement.
The likes don't make sense
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's about the follow. As a business, I understand. As a
Yeah.
business, you want somebody like for me, for my brand. We're not looking at people who have $2,000 to be a brand ambassador. No
Right.
offense to those people.
Right.
We're looking at people who have at least their 50K and up.
Yeah.
And then we're also looking at their engagements. We're not looking at 50K, but you're getting 100 likes.
Now, does the
Yeah.
blue check mark make a huge difference? What if they've only got 10,000 followers, but they're verified?
It's so weird who has a blue check mark and
Yeah.
who doesn't.
Oh yeah,
No,
and
it doesn't
for,
matter
for
because
literally
it's
6 months, I've
kind
been
of-
getting a response from Instagram. You don't meet the criteria for a check mark, and I'm like, I know people that have like 2,000 followers and have a check mark. What's the criteria?
Supposedly you can pay for it.
for it.
Because I
Yes, you
do
can.
get messages
Yeah, I
from
don't wanna
accounts
lose
saying
my
that they
account,
can
so I
pay, you
can't
can
do
pay
that.
to get a check mark,
Really?
which I'm like, that has to be an Instagram employee that's doing it.
It's money, but it's also shortcuts. If you have a manager, if you have a PR rep,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
have
yeah.
a
If
you get on a
direct
reality
rep,
TV
which
show,
makes sense.
it's a check mark.
Like you season 1, a CW makes sense that you're verified because this is part. So if you do have that kind of conduit, that can happen.
Right.
When you're on your own,
Yeah, unless you have like management
Womp, womp,
that
womp.
can do it for you. Only other way I've heard about it is I had a friend's account get hacked and deleted, and they were able to recover it. So when he had the account recovered, the checkmark was automatically already
Oh,
put
nice.
there.
Score.
Beau, we got a message from the chat room from Sean.
Hello, Sean.
How did your family react when they found out you were in the adult entertainment industry?
Ooh, good
or
question.
do they know?
They do know.
They
You
do
know now.
yeah.
No, okay, so they always say like once you like your first video comes out, everyone knows. So what happened was my cousins found out, and it was embarrassing because they had seen it, and I'm like, why are you watching it? Like, that's not like, ugh. Well, I'm adopted for one, but still, why are you watching it? And then I remember we had company over, and my mom, so she couldn't. When she found out, I pissed one of my cousins off, and they told her. And
That's so low.
I was in the
That is-
kitchen meal
that's so-
prepping. I was meal prepping.
Yikes.
And she comes up, and my mom does not curse at all, so it was so stupid. She just whispers in, "Oh, you really done fucked up this time." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "What's up, Boomer Banks?" Which at the time was my scene partner. And I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh." But then there was like family there, so she couldn't be loud about it, so she just dropped it. And it was never brought back up. It was like one of those things where like I was traveling so much, and then when things started taking off, and it didn't change my character. I think she saw like you can't be mad no matter what your child does. Like if they're successful at it, and it didn't whatever my career was, it didn't define me. Like I didn't go out. For instance, I didn't come out and be the biggest whore after like that happened. Like it was very separate, and I was doing other things. I got into porn to build a platform to open doors for other things that I wanted to do. And that's what she more saw than the porn.
It is interesting to me, though, this hang-up, and we talked about this, I think, last time.
Yeah, we did.
This incredible, stupid hang-up we have in this country and others about sex. I mean, and I said this last time, we all like it, whether it's...
We've all seen porn.
We
at
all,
one point in
yeah,
our
we all
life.
like it, whether
That's
it's
just
by
true.
ourselves or with a group of people or whatever.
Helen Keller has seen porn.
And we're all here because people have sex. Why are we so...
That's a good point.
None of us would be sitting here unless people weren't fucking. So why are we so hung up and stigmatizing, which goes back into what I do with HIV stigma and shaming and all of that, about people having sex?
Because it's
Who
awkward.
cares? Why is it awkward?
Because people think it, because society is
Is
created
it though?
awkward. No.
Do you feel awkward when you have sex?
Nah,
I think
hope
it's
not.
a lot of self-loathing. A lot of people,
But I
in
get
their
a lot
own
of-
feelings that they have, they project that self-loathing,
But
and that's
it's
why they try to
also-
put that
But
on
but we all still...
We
I get a
we
lot of
avoid talking
backlash
about
because
sex.
I'm
Yeah.
the complete opposite
religion.
from
There,
that
how do you say
industry.
it? I'll say it.
I never want what I do to become socially acceptable. That being said, I don't want you to bash someone doing what I do. But for me, and everyone's like, what? What I do it's not socially acceptable. I'm not going to tell my kid, like, I want you to be a porn star. I made a sacrifice because I wanted a platform to do things that I couldn't.
Wait. Hold on. You just said that earlier that your mom, you said as a kid, your parents should be proud of whatever you're doing. But if your kid got into porn, how would you feel?
I would not want them to do it. That's just me. I know I wouldn't. I think that stigma should be. I don't want you to shame a sex worker, but that's just me personally. I never want someone to say being a porn star is like your first go-to. It's something weird. It's very touchy.
But people could say that, like, in acting in general, some people don't want their
Right.
kids involved at all. And there's certain brands that are being built, and sex is still like Michael. Your Instagram is very vanilla, even though we know that you're a heartthrob. We know that people are talking about your body in so many different ways.
Right.
Your Instagram and what you present, it's not asexual, but it's very PG.
Because I know that I have a lot of kids following me.
It's the CW.
Right.
I mean, I've seen CW actors leaked pics.
Haven't we all?
Leaked.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riverdale.
Oh, Naomi.
Where's that link?
But I do have to say, Beaux, like I said, I've had a number of adult film stars on the show, and I've hung out with them. We've hung out with them together. You do have a very different approach where you are, and I think this is part of your success in a very short time too. It's the business, and it's the business aspect of it. I think people get lost in that persona of, the porn name and
that's okay for some people. It just wasn't okay for me. I knew the thing about it is it shuts a lot of doors, but some people don't want those doors to open. They just want to stay in that world, and that's okay. But for me, I knew what I wanted. I wanted something a bit more.
Okay, we have a call. Hello.
336.
You're on the air with On the Rocks.
Hi, Alexander. It's Clarence.
Hi, Clarence.
Oh
how
my
are
God,
you?
Clarence.
I like the name.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Hi, Naomi. Hi, Michael. Hi, Carl. Hi,
Hello.
Beaux. Hi, Steven.
Hi, Clarence.
Hello. Buenos dias.
Clarence, what state are you from?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
All the way from the East Coast. Nice.
Yeah. Happy Pride, Clarence.
Yeah, I want to make sure to talk about that because I want to make sure it be important because I thought I talk about Pride Month all month long in June on my YouTube show, Clarence in his house. So I
Shameless
thought
plug.
I
Shameless
would do
plug.
the honor to help out.
Nice.
Thank you, Clarence. What is your message?
Here's.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Go on. Go ahead.
What would be the one Pride message you would want to share with the nation at large?
Such a deep question.
Well, I want to say what Pride means to me and to all of you because it's all about love, honor, self-love, friendship, family, equality, and acceptance. Because for me, I know it was hard for me 6 years ago coming out because I was so anxious at the time because I was diagnosed with autism over the years because I was diagnosed with a disability called Asperger's of what it's all about because I never knew about it. But I'm proud to say I'm living my autism life, and I'm proud of living my gay life too because I'm really proud to be myself because of all of you, because of what you guys represent, and for Alexander for what you represent, and for everything that Steven, Beaux, everyone here represents. Because we are all one big family that will never give up. Because if I had to fight to save equality, because I'm not scared of anything anymore, because I won't let nothing get in my way. Because my dream is to finally become stronger as a speedo swimmer, and I will do whatever it takes. Because I'm going to be going to New York on June 28th to attend New York City Pride on June 30th.
World Pride,
I will see you at World Pride.
And Madonna's going to be there too. She's going to see you.
I'm gonna go so bad.
Yeah,
I've never been to New York Pride.
I know that.
I'm like the
That
only one
was
who has to be there who's not
surprising
gonna
me
be
more
there.
of all because
It scares me.
that
Yeah, it's gonna be
woman
terrible.
was there at Fire Island before because I'm going to Fire Island in July because it has so much history
Traveling,
there.
traveling,
for the LGBT
traveling.
community,
Jet setter.
With Madonna, with Calvin Klein, RuPaul, you name it. Some of them are there. So many Fire Island histories.
We got to come find Clarence in New
I
York.
love this
Fire
song.
Island.
Party,
Clarence.
Clarence.
Yeah,
I
he
love
knows
his
where to
spark.
go.
He has
Look
a
me up.
spark.
I'll be there for World Pride.
Clarence, I can't thank you enough for calling in. You're
because
always such a great listener to the show, and your message being so open about your autism. It's
Yes, bravo, Clarence.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
touching.
sorry.
Your confidence.
Clarence.
It definitely sends out a spark.
Clarence. What is your Instagram that people
Thank you guys so
can
much
follow?
because no matter what happens, we all stand united as one, and we will keep fighting no matter what.
Amen.
Gay.
Well
Ah.
We be strong.
Drink
We
to
be beautiful.
that.
We be our own kind of beautiful
Cheers.
because I show my body positivity
empty
on
chair.
Instagram because I like wearing Speedos. If you ever see me on the wear Steven Beaux, you have no problem to
Sorry.
it.
Thank you, Clarence.
What is
Thanks,
your
Clarence.
Instagram?
That's at Clarence Pryor. There's no underscore. That's Clarence Pryor. That's Pryrr because my mom says I'm related to the late comedian because everyone knows that because I wish I want to stop asking that question.
Drama.
Because
Thank you so much, Clarence.
Thanks, Clarence.
Keep shining.
All right, thank you,
calling.
and happy Pride. And
Bye.
be sure
Happy
to check out
Pride.
my YouTube show, Clarence into his house.
Yes.
Yes, right on, Clarence. I just got you, dog.
Oh.
So
Alright.
bye.
Oh, I love Clarence.
So let's
Yes.
talk about Pride a little bit. And Michael, I have to know from your perspective, because like you are the epitome of like straight guy on the CW, football, blah blah blah. We know anytime a young cute guy enters into entertainment world, everybody's always like, is he or isn't he? The question that I want to ask, this happened on the show like 3 weeks ago. Do you remember this moment, Kurt? And this is our hot topic. One of our guests talked about her brand, that it was very open and she loves all communities, trans, gay, straight. So another guest asked her if she was trans. And it was the only time in On the Rocks history I couldn't even speak because she was so offended she didn't want to talk. The show literally came to a halt. It seemed like it was 10 minutes of silence, and I didn't know what to do. And I don't know if you've ever come across this. I literally didn't know what to do. We had to edit that out because there was a whole big thing. Is it okay to ask somebody if they're trans, if they're gay? Is that okay? Or is that rude?
You're asking for my opinion?
I'm asking for all of our opinion, but I know,
Yeah.
like being in entertainment, you have to be friendly with the gay community, and that's just going to come up.
I mean, I appreciate everybody, yeah. But no, I don't ever really ask anybody. It's more about how you treat me. It's because it's pretty much a red flag. Sometimes it can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more subtle.
If it's aggressive, like, "Rrr," yeah.
Then it's in your face. I don't think that it's probably polite to ask somebody if they're trans, for sure.
Why?
Gay,
I think
Why?
gay and trans
gay
are
or
It's one of those
straight.
things where if
Gay
you
or
need to
straight,
know, you
sure.
would know.
You can ask me if I'm gay, because I get that
But
asked
why?
that question all the
I-
time.
Because
I-
I mean,
that
that's
okay?
another
Why-
thing.
why is that okay?
Because
Gender and sexuality are two
they're
different
different.
things.
Yeah, like the T might be in the
If you
LGBT.
said that at a Pride, you would be eviscerated.
No, it's no. It's
Well,
no,
let me get
trans-
eviscerated.
Wait,
Transgender people
gender,
say that.
eviscerated
sexuality,
means what?
two different
Gender-
things.
That it's two separate
Yeah,
things.
it
It's
is.
supposed to be all like
No,
one.
well, the rainbow flag has everything underneath it, but gender and sexuality are two separate.
Because you can be trans and be gay, or you can be a trans straight person.
Yeah,
Totally.
so that's why it's separate, because you can be both at once separately.
I mean, I think it's sort of up to a person to decide whether they want to
Disclose
disclose their gender identity or their sexuality. I mean, some people, you can tell off the bat which way or how they, how they
Present
identify.
themselves.
Right.
Some people are a little more reserved, and I think it's sort of you judge the tone and you figure that, well, if this person's a little more reserved and a little stand back, that's not my place to go.
I think it's a case by case basis.
I agree.
I mean, I worked for a while with Alexandra Billings, who people know from Transparent.
She's great.
She's amazing. We were in a show called Cannibal Cheers on Crack, and
There's a theme with everything you do, isn't there?
it's basically.
The question wasn't, are you trans? Are you crazy?
Yeah. No, but honestly, like like, I don't know.
That's offensive.
Maybe it was just being part of like the underground Chicago theater scene at the time. But she, we'd be backstage and she'd have her tits out, and her penis in, but. Anyway, it was one of those things where I just didn't. She was a woman. She was clearly identifying as a woman. So I took that for granted. And in fact, it wasn't until I accidentally asked her for a tampon and then left the backstage where then she shared it with everybody else, because now I'm like her absolute favorite person ever.
You're everybody's favorite person.
But that was a genuine experience.
It was like then I found out she didn't. But the point is, I just sort of took that for granted. Like, whereas, for example, the person that runs the Naomi Source, whatever, fan club on Twitter, like literally, when he introduced himself to me, it was, "Hi, I run your fan site. I am trans." Like that was that's part of his identity.
Right.
So I think people, we just gotta be like socially.
You gotta accept
conscious.
everybody.
I deal with such a different aspect of when people ask if you're gay, because I get asked at least once a night at work.
Because they read your romance novels.
I get so confused when I get
because I'm at the Abbey
When
and
I
I'm
fall
dancing
asleep to you with a
and
horse,
But you're also in the gay community.
and I have women coming up
Shake
to me
weighting.
all the time asking me if I'm gay or straight.
All
And my
the
response
time.
always is, "What does it matter? I still will take your money." Like,
But you're also not like playing around with the guys that come up either. You're just like, this is what I'm doing and whatever.
Yeah.
So here, from the host perspective, I saw both sides of it, and this is why I wanted to talk about this. She was so offended, which makes it seem like being trans was
Something to
a
be
bad
offended
thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no.
After she had just said that her brand was open to everybody. That's where I went. Was why
That gave me
are
shit.
you
I don't think
so
she-
offended? And I had trans.
It's pride. That's the point.
yeah.
But on the other hand, that's so intrusive.
Right.
Whether you're out or not out. I saw like a meme about a turtle and it was all rainbow inside. It's like,
the
are you ready to
shell
come
was
out or
in it.
not? It's
Oh, yeah, I
up
saw
to
that,
you.
Yeah.
Which I
love
totally
that.
agree. You should never out anybody.
I guess always, especially in that situation, because she asked
I didn't
on
know
a
what
radio
to
show
say.
in public. It was a public
just
forum.
dead ass
Like
stop the
that's sort
show?
of a question that
No,
you don't
I didn't.
ask in that.
Like
in
Kurt will
that
even say, because I
situation.
looked at him,
And
because she's like, I don't even know how to talk anymore, and she says that was really rude, and he's like, why? You just
And a lot of times they don't have
Alexander.
answers for themselves. Like I got outed, and when you get outed, they're asking questions. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a question that could be asked. Like, so it can be very invasive.
Are you gay, Alexander?
no.
Just your boyfriend, sorry.
So, but I
Just your
think
boyfriend.
if you're in the public light, you should also know how to answer that. So,
Oh, yeah.
this
Yeah.
weekend I was out at the fair, and the trans community gave me a sticker to wear that was trans. And so somebody from the trans community came up and said, "Oh, are you trans or are you an ally?"
I'm sorry.
An ally?
And I'm like, I have a 5
I was
o'clock.
trying to imagine him as a girl.
I was
You know
fine.
there's pictures somewhere.
Work this position.
Actually, well, anyway.
Wow.
No.
Can I say that on the air? It's a great song. It's on the
I
Billboard
didn't-
chart.
I just thought you were. Yeah.
But so my response was, I said, no, I'm not, but I appreciate the beauty in the community, and thank you so much for thinking of that.
Oh, now that's a good
That's
answer.
all you have to say.
That's
You
true,
get a gold
and it's true
star.
because if you get, I agree with you on that sense. Of the person getting so offended being asked if they are trans or not gives you the impression that they are offended by that.
But he was rude too.
be
I
trans.
honestly did. What would you have done? Because I literally didn't know what to do. And I wanted them both to be happy because they're both guests on the show. Everybody is welcome on the show. We've had every person in entertainment on this show.
Well, I think if you are coming on a show like this, you do a great job at sort of not a pre-interview, but you set it up. I think you're very aware of what you're coming into when you come in to this room and
And
sit
we're never
down.
going to be Dr. Phil, where we're going to be like...
No, and certainly if the
outside.
conversation is leading in that direction, what would I do if I was in the host chair? I would just move it along.
Keep it
But
chugging.
I would've said what you just
she
said.
wouldn't talk anymore.
I would have
though.
just said what
Right.
you said.
Oh, so she just went
I
hush.
would
She
have
should have
Yeah,
known.
she was
stepped
like-
in,
she's
said
like, I
trans
don't-
is beautiful and the questions are relevant.
And then brought it up later if she had it after the
Yeah,
fact.
and then-
It's just
and then
Well,
unprofessional.
we ended the show after that. I was like, okay.
still
everybody.
alive.
Right.
Must have been
No,
an
I
awkward
mean,
photo.
you just sort of, I think you just kind of pick up and let's change course. I mean, I've asked questions that clearly have struck a nerve with someone and they haven't wanted to answer. And when I've given media training to models and stuff that I've done in the past, I said, look, you don't have to answer anything I ask. And if you don't want to answer it, it's completely within your right. You're not coming off as an asshole by going, I just don't want to talk about that. Let's move on. It's better to do that than lie about it or try and go somewhere with a weird story. So you just go, okay, got it. Let's pick it up and move on. And either they go with you Or if they then sit there in a sourpuss sulk mood, then that sort of reflects badly on them, and it's not going to help them out.
So this was another hot topic that I want to get to really fast because we have another major hot topic I want to discuss before we end. It was because I was at a red carpet, and I saw 2 interviews that were so underprepared and they were so awful.
Where's that entertainment?
But they
was I involved?
And I was it mine?
You
was
were
it a CBS?
there.
Was it a CBS show?
You were there, but it was. Is it okay?
Is it a CBS show?
You know, we've all done red carpets. Is it okay to tell the interview, you know what? Because he was so casual. He was like, "Oh, hanging out," and I'm like, "You don't know."
Well, that
who you're
annoys me.
hanging out with.
That pisses me off when I see that on a carpet. It's like
He was wrong in all of his
well,
facts.
but they also, it's like, you know what? First of all, it's not about you. It's about the talent that you're interviewing. Second of all, the bite's going to be about 1 minute and 15 seconds. So don't stand there for 20 minutes asking all kinds of inane, stupid questions that just go around.
But they also
and
want
around.
it to be different. So
Well, they
that
also
their
want to be,
real
but they
stands-
want to be the star. They want to get that profile.
That's why I don't do red carpets anymore because I had that
You
issue.
are the star.
Well,
So
no,
what
because I have a very
happened?
certain
Sorry.
personality.
So what happened?
Finish the story, yeah.
No. So they had a Golden Globe winner. They had somebody else on a major show. He had no idea. And he's like, "Oh, well, weren't you on that one show? Maybe I saw, maybe I didn't. I don't know." It was so rude.
it was shtick.
It's kind of disrespectful.
But he was just rude in his whole thing. Like he was dressed like crap.
So it was a shtick.
But you know, if you're rude on the red carpet, they're gonna clip that and they're gonna send it to TMZ and be like, "So and so was rude on the red carpet." Like we've never seen you be in a bad mood. We've never seen you do anything rude. We have a story together, which I will keep.
But I say again, listen, no, you don't do the red carpet.
It was
then.
very. It wasn't malicious.
So
It
the
was
question is for me: was this the talent or the person interviewing?
the person interviewing. So should the talent just say, "You know
Because
what? I'm
honestly,
not doing this."
as a talent, like we get so many things, and like I show up, and I mean, we can laugh about it. We went
Can
to
we?
a red carpet. Yeah, it was
It was so endearing for me as your friend.
Well,
by the
yeah,
way.
but it was it's classic, and I think pertains to this topic.
I would love for you to tell the story.
It was a event for a fundraiser for MS, and I don't know. I just got the email. You know, I show up, and they're asking me. I thought it was Ms. Magazine. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Your publicist, nobody warned you?
I just didn't.
It was like a
no. It
and
was
you
like one
were
of those
doing-
quick go.
And this was like after your
Pose,
first season of
pose,
Discovery. You were doing like 2 red carpet events like
Oh,
per day.
every
like
day.
It was. Yeah.
So and listen, nobody died. It's fine. Like I have lots of friends with MS. It's like saying I
have lots of friends with
I've got-
gas.
I
They
have-
just made it
I
better,
have
by the
black
way.
I have a
friends.
black friend.
I have-
Yeah, I've heard that.
I have friends with
I have
MS.
a black friend
No,
that has MS.
And I
is
was standing
trans.
because I listened to that
Wow.
interview and I was on the other side of it. And you had no malicious intent. In fact, you
Of
said
course, no.
you said, "Oh, I grew up reading it, and you know, I just love it, and I'm just so honored to be here, and it's so fun, and
What?
to have." And
It's like,
That's the best.
No, so it happens.
It
I
happens.
guess
That's the
that's what
point.
I'm saying.
It
like,
happens on
is
both
this
sides.
the interviewer or the talent? Because the talent, I'm like, it happens.
I've
Whereas
called
the interviewer,
people by the wrong
interviewer-
name thinking I was
Really?
interviewing somebody. I thought I was
it
interviewing
happens-
Annie Leibovitz. Nope, wasn't Annie
That
Leibovitz.
too.
Someone else. And I, what's up, Miss Leibovitz?
who
No,
else looks
sorry.
like Annie Leibovitz? Was it a
There are-
homeless person?
There are people.
No, it's true. I've been Natalie. I've been Nicole. I've been Nancy. I've been Natasha. I mean, it's like really.
And also,
No,
you know,
yeah.
those carpets from both sides. It's bang, 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 bang,
and you
bang.
know,
and
you have
they're
300
coming at
names.
you, and you've got 300 people are going to walk down the carpet.
Yeah.
And and quite often they'll just throw someone in front of you, a publicist, and go, "Great, here you go," and you just have to go with it. That's where
Yeah.
you just go generic and go.
What I hate when I used to do red carpets is that you would get a 300 name list and then 50 people were to show up, and you're like, you know, and it's just really, really unfair. And you have to deal with people talking in your ear, not just
at the same
about
time while I'm talking.
right,
Whoa.
and not only like fact. Oh, I'm sorry.
no.
He was designing
you
at
want
5
some-
a.m.
I was up at 5 a.m. this morning.
Me
that's
too.
right.
Yeah.
But it's not only giving like facts, but it's also like say this, we're gonna do this,
And telling me where to go and what to
I
do.
couldn't do it because I'd be like, everybody shut up! I'm asking a question.
Shh,
Yeah.
they're talking to me in my ear.
Yep.
No.
Okay,
Practice.
I want to get to our final hot topic, and then we're going to finish up with rapid fire. And I really, really want to talk about this honestly. Mel Gibson is coming back to Hollywood directing, and he's starring in a Bad Santa type film, which I think is in really poor taste. Kevin Spacey, we know, went to Instagram doing a funny little shtick saying, "I know what you want." Woody Allen got the rights back to his film that was shelved by Amazon because of sexual allegations. Now he's distributing on his own, and the stars involved are very happy that the film's coming up, which they did the work. Why not? When do we forgive celebrities for their actions? Should the actual product suffer for their actions? We know Harvey Weinstein settled for $40 million, which I thought was a really low number, by the way.
Yikes.
Suspiciously low, by the way.
Yeah.
And this, I also want to tie this in because it was a whole other topic. Was the Me Too movement successful? When do we forgive people for the ills in Hollywood? Do the projects suffer because of the people that make money from it?
Well, I still think the Me Too movement's still going on.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that's good.
What?
It's not a thing that's ever.
People are still being objectified.
I know, it's nuts. It's crazy.
No, but
so,
did it? But,
I think it's to say it's
But
successful
all
or
those
not.
women wore black to that award show. What a
but
waste!
it's funny. We have a panel of men talking, and but did it turn into a witch hunt? Which I've heard from other actresses we've had on the show that have talked about, saying it got out of hand.
Unfortunately, yes, but I wouldn't say the people who turned it into that were part of the genuine Me Too movement. I hate that canceling nature, and I hate that some things don't move past a place of public opinion. That's the side of it I don't like.
We took sides immediately without knowing anything.
Exactly.
Which we do a lot across a lot of things. The court of public opinion.
Hashtag
I
free
think
Britney.
it just changed to the sense that we went from being sort of like, is this true or not, to being like, we believe the victims.
I think it's funny that all the men talked first.
I know.
Well, yeah,
I think that's funny.
it's all the way on.
Well, I guess
We felt some type of way.
We're just projecting our own insecurity about the fact that
right.
we're men.
Well, okay, so I will answer the question. I think, listen, most of my favorite artists are among that group. Or not that group, but truly, the worst pedophiles are like my favorites. Like, or
Roman Polanski, Woody Allen.
no, it's true. Rosemary's Baby,
But these are iconic filmmakers that whole styles of film are based on their work.
Yes, no, Rosemary's Baby, my favorite movie. Michael Jackson,
Oh my God, you should totally
And
do
I'll
the
be
reboot of Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, I love that. But the point is, I can separate myself from their actions, and I'll still listen to MJ, and you know what I mean? I'm not gonna defend him, but I love his music. So I just think we're all human, and I'm not saying it's okay to invite little boys to your ranch.
Yeah, you're not endorsing it.
No, but at the same time, we are.
Why do I have to throw your body of
You're
work?
compartmentalizing. You're compartmentalizing the
Mel
artist from the
Gibson.
person.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're
But there's
compartmentalizing from it.
There's a difference against allegations because we never know unless we're actually there or there's really, really hard facts. Mel Gibson, though, we know had a lot to say. And now nobody is even fighting him at all. They're just he's directing a new film. So if you were to see him on the red carpet, what?
Well, I have seen him since all of that.
What was that? What happened with Mel Gibson?
He made some very anti-Semitic slurs.
Oh,
Not just once, not just twice.
several
That was a
times.
while
Three
ago,
times.
though. Wasn't
Okay,
it?
so and I guess that comes back to the point. So
That doesn't mean that
No,
it's
it was
okay.
I'm asking because I
but
don't remember.
I
Sorry.
don't. But then let me put it on you. Let's say you said something that really offended a group of people.
Oh, every day on this show.
Okay, so
Which is true.
So and you're yanked off the air.
Same.
And you can never work again. Should you ever be allowed to work again? Should you allowed to go to your point about your
That's a
body
really
of
good
work
point.
and your creativity?
Anything-
Is that it? Okay, yes.
But I'm never
when-
malicious. You guys, come on.
No, okay, but you're not. But maybe on one occasion, you might have had too much to drink or something, and something may have just snapped.
Alexander?
You are right. Honestly, Carl.
I'm
yeah,
not. I'm
you're
not defending
right.
any person's actions, but I do think that to put someone, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's somebody who had a minor drug conviction when they were 16 years old, and put them in a
That's-
box for the rest of their lives and just take
That's-
everything away.
Different though.
He's right. Well, you're right. It's one thing to be like, oh, but look at it. It's like, okay, Stephen King had amazing repertoire of books, and then he has one crappy book.
Okay,
You're going to
then-
judge someone based on just the one
But
crappy
so
book.
so
but
okay,
then
that's
it's-
we're going to go with the
it's
anti-Semitic
two different
remarks for a
apples and
second.
oranges,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
Right.
what about the 16-year-old who's dating the 15-year-old, and in this day and age of sending dick pics and whatever else,
It's child pornography.
Okay, the 16-year-old sends an inappropriate picture to his 15-year-old boyfriend, girlfriend, bit of vice versa. Somebody sees the phone. Now this kid is charged as an adult, as a sex offender for the rest of his life, and you go, okay, maybe you shouldn't have been doing that at age 16, 15, but you're a horny
But the Harvey
teenager.
Weinstein,
But he goes on to be a
and
great
it's a whole
filmmaker.
different-
I'll still see his movies.
It's
I just think we have to separate the person from the art, personally.
Well, I agree with that.
I
but
mean,
think
I'll
the
never listen to
discussion
R.
is-
Kelly because I would never listen to R. Kelly, but I will
it's not
always
your type of
support.
thing.
Exactly.
I just think I think it depends on. I mean, the I don't know. Like it's when someone it's
You've been
so
very
different
quiet.
from someone getting drunk
He works
once
for the
and
CW. I
wanna hear
drunk
what
once
he
and
has
making
to
like a
think.
stupid mistake.
Yeah,
like
As
I
someone new
groped
to
someone when I
Hollywood
was
with
drunk.
social media and being so young, I would love to hear like your
I
take on
forget,
all
we
this.
kind of got off topic here. I'm trying to remember where we started.
We're talking.
Do we forgive Hollywood people for their actions, and let them come back to the workforce like nothing happened?
I think it depends on the scale of what their actions were.
What
Well,
was
that
that?
was something.
I was just looking at Frederick. No, I think. Well, first of all, what I say, what you say, what Steven says, what anybody in this room says, or anywhere in the world, people are going to take offense, right?
Someone will.
1,000%.
Agreed.
Right.
I mean, I get
So
yelled
how
at
do you-
7-Eleven because I asked for a hot dog wrong at 4 a.m.
Wow, she's still thinking about that hot
Still
dog.
thinking of the hot dog. Well, so I don't know. I don't know. Do you? I mean, I think I agree with Naomi that you have to differentiate between someone's art and what they did, and because I still jam out to MJ. I love MJ, and what he did, he can't defend himself. He's gone.
Yeah,
they
no.
made the
But
documentary.
that's the difference. So
after
would
he's
you
been
work
gone.
with Woody Allen?
Yeah, that is a different
See,
question.
that's the difference.
that's
so, like, would you,
different.
would
Mel
you-
Working
Gibson's
with
directing a
someone
new
and enjoying
movie.
their
together.
Not
It's
only
two
would
different
I
things.
once had a
Oh,
reporter
God.
from Deadline come, oh my God, I saw you at Cannes. You were fabulous in that Woody Allen movie. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I just went with
Thank
it.
you.
And then, of course, I was.
And I love Miss
I never
Magazine.
worked with- Exactly.
Yeah.
I love
Again, it was one of those like red carpet moments where you just kind of go with it. Then we're like, what? So yeah, not only would I work with Woody Allen, I allegedly did, according to
So
Allegedly.
you're
I
set.
love
You're
it.
good. IMDb that.
And I feel like a little unspoken part of it is it's not that we hate what they did; it's we don't want to be associated with someone that when it comes
That's
to
a good point.
work
Or
with them.
support. And we know whatever film, they're going to get money. They're just going to get money.
Exactly.
Okay.
Again, case by case
know.
basis.
Yeah,
though,
it's
really.
so,
You've
yeah,
had all
it's
the
so
touchy
hard
hot
to say
topics.
that, like,
These are very
generically.
touchy, boss.
Yeah, we couldn't just
Are
talk
they
about
really?
like Blue's Clues being like
yeah.
Have you seen there's a new Blues Clues guy?
It's coming back.
Oh
It's
my
coming
God,
back.
you made it touchy. Just like Blue's Clues came back.
No, but I really think it's
You love
important,
touching.
because we're all on our career path and we're all doing our Instagram, whatever. I think it's important that we have these conversations
Yeah.
because we're figuring out what each other thinks. Because we think we can't talk about that because if you have an informed opinion, you can certainly talk about it.
Nah.
You're
Well,
more
I think
platform.
you know what? That
The
swings back to how
nature.
we started this whole conversation this evening.
You can't have an
was
opinion
You
anymore.
can't. That right back to where we
Someone
began.
will get offended.
If you have an opinion and it's not of general consensus, then you are judgmental or you're
Then
offensive.
you're-
I
Or
think
your
this
ignorance.
is just a phase, though. I think we're gonna get back to having opinions.
It's a
I hope
dangerous
so.
phase,
They,
though.
they
It's
just
a
had an SNL skit on it where like all these
dangerous
people were at dinner together and then like a touchy like subject came up and someone's like, well, I think, and someone's like, be careful.
It's like Thanksgiving, you
it's
know?
just like-
You saw him
it's like,
look.
I think that we should go in this direction.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's touchy.
and then
He
it's
even
like
had to
that,
look
which
at
is
Frederick.
very,
I need a
like,
Frederick
on pins and
shirt.
needles all the time, sort of.
I have to be honest.
I just keep looking at Fred.
Kevin Hart was doing some interview.
I need one of him.
Kevin Hart was on
Five of
Andy
them,
Cohen's
honestly.
show.
at once.
I had a real problem with that, and I didn't know I had a problem with it until I saw it. And I was like, he shouldn't be allowed on our playground.
Wait. Say that one more time.
'cause-
Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart was on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live.
Okay.
Andy Cohen treated him like gold. Number one, I don't think he's
He's
that
a
funny.
class act.
I
You
got
have a
slandered
problem?
on.
I don't think
I got
Okay.
slandered online for some. I wasn't even defending him, but I had used him as an example of the canceling nature, and that was just my opinion. And like you said, you just can't have it, and I just got demolished.
Are you against Kevin Hart for the jokes that he made?
I am not the jokes he made. Also,
The defense-
his
But
Twitter
how
But I
he
felt like
dealt
he
with it.
that he would
apologized.
harm
defense
his
of it wasn't
child
good.
Yeah.
for being gay when Marlon Wayans just came out and supported his gay daughter, right?
Yeah.
But these
Yeah.
are instances.
Right.
that happen years
Okay,
apart.
but you're not mad at the joke. You can't be mad at the joke.
It wasn't
'cause
the joke. It
it's-
was his
I made-
defense
Okay,
of
yeah,
it.
that I
Gay
agree.
jokes
He
all
did
the
just
time.
say
I make gay
aggressive.
jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
He got
Comedy's
angry.
comedy.
He got angry and it, yeah.
Yeah, but when he
offended,
said
yeah,
that he would
offended
beat
him,
his
yeah.
son if he found out that he was gay.
In the
That's a
joke.
joke.
In the joke,
And
right?
he
was a
apologized for that joke multiple
He said it
times.
in the joke, right?
I make Helen Keller
It's one thing to
jokes. Do I
apologize
wanna,
for the
like,
joke, but
beat
it's
her
one
up?
thing to
No.
acknowledge what the joke was about and to acknowledge what he had said. And in his
And he took it
apologies,
very
he did not.
defensively.
Yeah, he didn't say any. He didn't. He was
That's also very
cognizant of
true.
any of it after the fact. And if he just was aware of it and just said, "I'm aware that the joke was in
No,
bad
but he said
taste."
he wouldn't apologize. He was like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
it
didn't-
was that sort of
It's
slight
one thing to
ego
say
about
I'm
it,
sorry.
and you
It's
went,
another thing to tell
I
someone
think you have
why
more of
you're
an
sorry.
opinion on this.
I think that comedy is comedy, and I think that there are offensive jokes.
Well, if you have to start
But guess-
explaining jokes and satire, we're in real trouble.
Well,
But you also know who you're going to go
joke-
see.
A joke can offend anybody. They can make black jokes, white jokes, gay jokes, straight jokes. I don't care what kind of jokes. If it's funny, you're gonna laugh.
Is it funny beating your kid up for being gay?
No, I'm not saying that abuse is good or funny at all. I'm saying that like if you make a joke, it's a joke. You have to understand that it's comedy. He's not actually saying I'm gonna go beat my son's ass unless he said it in the apology. I don't know what he said in the apology. All
I think
know
he meant
is
it when he said it, but I think the issue was his defense of.
But it was
him
such a
saying-
different
If his
climate
defense
when that
was-
original joke was made. The education that we have about these issues.
100%. We are talking about a joke that was made quite a few years ago.
Yeah, if he just said,
But-
hey, you know what, that joke was
Does a
made at a
parent
time
really
that
need
I had
to
a
be
different thought
educated of
process. He just
not
he
beating
just
their kids?
I
he
just
should have
think
better
that-
PR
I think that
talk
it's-
to him
We
about
should have
it.
started with
If
this.
you go
This is
see
like-
a comedy show,
I just think that if you're gonna see a
Yeah.
comedy show, you gotta understand that there's gonna
I
be some
completely
icy
agree.
I
racist jokes.
totally
And
agree with
comedy's
it. Joan
dead.
Rivers, hello, which is one of my
What?
favorites. George
No, I'm just
Carlin.
saying, you can't
Right.
say anything
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well,
That's the point.
I-
scary
I-
place.
He could then, not now.
Not now. Well,
If you listen to Richard Pryor's comedy, if you look at his stand-up specials and watch it now,
Was that the person they thought Clarence was related to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I
you
just
could
heard
be
Pryor again.
mortified by, but it's funny material.
But it
He's also
wasn't
very-
hate-filled, though. I have to say, it was never hate-filled.
I think it's
Do you
just
think
the
Kevin's
I think-
joke was
Did you watch the Kevin thing in its entirety, or did
said he
you
was
just
gonna
watch?
beat his kid.
Wait. But did you just see the soundbite clip
different
of
culture, I
into and
think.
out of the
You're
joke,
right.
or did you watch the entire
You're right.
1 hour special?
I only saw.
I got.
Okay.
I think it's.
I mean, you
I
could
think the
say that
issue
about
Michael
Ellen
just took was that
DeGeneres'
his
latest comedy
defense.
special, where she talks about having a servant.
And we're all
if
torn
you
about
just
it.
listen to the soundbite of her talking about a servant, you could go, "Well, listen to this, white entitled bitch."
And
But
her last comedy special, we're using comedy in quotes.
No,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
good. I don't even like Ellen, but I love that little
It
special
was
on
so
Netflix.
boring. Oh my
What?
god.
I'm not even
have you
Ellen
seen the
DeGeneres
Wonder
fan.
Sykes special?
No,
that
I'm
is
very
very
funny.
funny.
I did watch it. That was
That's
funny.
very,
Yeah,
very
that was
funny.
Wonder
good.
Sykes
She-
is
all she does is talk
The
shit about
relatable
Trump
thing
all
on
the
Netflix,
time.
I thought was
It's
hilarious.
Michael, I want you to make
He's
your
he's
comment on this.
poking, Michael.
Yeah.
He's poking.
Don't poke the bear.
Okay, look, one of my favorite
want you to
comedians.
say this,
one of my
yeah.
favorite comedians is named Chris D'Elia. He's never apologized for a joke because it's a joke. I understand that jokes are offensive; they can be offensive, but at the end of the day, it's a joke. Now, I don't know.
tell
I don't-
offensive jokes all the time.
Exactly. I don't know the extent of what Kevin said in his apology. I don't know what he said. I don't know what the build-up was to the joke or whatever. All I know is that comedy's comedy. And yeah, what Naomi said, comedy's dead because people can't say anything anymore. Like, you can't have an opinion anymore. I think that if you're going on a stage and you have a mic in your hand or whatever and you're telling jokes, everything that you'll be saying, even if you're roasting somebody in the crowd, you're making a joke.
And people know that they're there for a comedy show.
Do you
It's
feel
not-
me at
it's
all?
not-
Or
I guess,
am
I guess,
No,
I guess if
totally
nobody
get
beat their
it.
kids for being gay anymore, then it would be a different context.
But I mean, there's
it's just like-
jokes about-
It's just a hard.
They make jokes about abuse. They make jokes about all types of things
Yes,
that are
this is it.
that
In culture,
that make you
there's
go.
a joke like that.
And
too.
that's
That
part
make
of
you go
what
like
comedy
that.
is. It's that
Right.
it's
that racy. It's
well,
that
it's
racy
that
part of-
comedian of walking a line and going, will they or won't they? And you sort of sit there, and that's part of
There
the
can't be a
experience.
line in comedy though.
I was
They-
going to
they-
say that art
I
should
think
never
that-
incite violence, but art has always incited
I think a good
So that- I would
comedian
be a
doesn't need
hypocrite
to
if I
cross
said
that
that.
line.
I
I think
think-
the genius comedian walks that line, and you think they're going to cross it, but they never quite. The joke shouldn't
That's a
purposely
No,
hurt.
you just said
Listen,
it's
if
a
I-
joke.
if
Have
I'm
you
a
guys
straight-
watched
if I'm a
Monique?
straight
But
person saying gay
it shouldn't be
Monique.
an attack.
Then I'm gonna
it's
make
a
sure
joke.
that my
I agree.
personal
It's a joke.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna be
but if
very
it comes
particular
out as a
with gay
pointed attack,
Then that
that's
is a
not
problem.
funny.
I
Correct.
agree. I agree
That's
with
the
that.
line I'm talking about.
Okay, fair enough. Alexander, you
Where's
still
your hot
disagree?
take?
No,
Wait,
I
wait.
actually see both sides of it now.
And now
know?
you see why everyone's throwing it.
Because, I could just say general comment. Nothing
But-
should incite violence, but it kind of
Okay.
all does from either side.
Guess what?
I
I could say I love the color
100%
purple, and
agree.
someone could be like, I fuck.
Like the movie or the color?
I think we
fudging
need
hate purple.
comedy. Like bring comedy back. Like make America funny again.
I go to comedy store like.
Oh my God.
That said,
but like he said, funny is also there's a way to do comedy where you don't have to rely on cheap jokes. I hate when a gay comedian goes up and does bottom top jokes.
Or
I'm not a comedian. I can't judge comedy.
Do you consider it
not funny
bad whenever a white comic impersonates a black person or vice versa? Is that bad?
I could say that that's racist, but I also love.
But you listen.
But don't you love when
comedy.
Dave Chappelle does his white
say.
person? Or when Kevin Hart does his white person?
No, I don't like when Kevin Hart does anything.
Okay, sorry.
listen,
He doesn't
But
like.
I'm
he doesn't
relating
like
this to like
No.
the nail salon girl, which is a comedy routine I
she
could watch
boiled
over and
nail?
over. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that's
anytime.
racist.
Yeah.
So you
I
are
haven't
very
seen it.
right.
but listen, when Donald Trump is like, I grabbed her by the like, and then he's like, oh, locker room talk. Like, no, guess
How
what?
has
You're
he
the
not been
president.
canceled, but we
You're
canceled
not allowed to
everyone
talk
else?
like that. Like, you're
But
not.
Naomi, that
That's a
kind of
good
is
point.
locker room talk.
It doesn't. It's
Is it?
like.
Is it though? I didn't really hear that in the locker room.
But I guess what I'm just saying is I
that's too busy looking at the
hold
boys in the
someone like
locker room.
that
I
to
didn't
a
hear
different
anything.
I
standard.
was in the right locker room.
My thing
I
is,
didn't hear anything but my internal
Wait, wait,
thoughts
wait,
in that
wait.
locker room.
No, but it's that like so gay locker rooms like oh yeah we
What?
say really
Fist him by
inappropriate
the-
things.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
By the who?
But like
I
you
thought it
said,
was
it's
grab
like
them by the
it's part of the language, not part of the actual follow through. And so, and I would never defend Trump in my life, but according to that, and I get what you're saying, we all say things in private time that we're just like.
True.
what I'm saying is, it's dangerous to say it was just a joke
It's
because
very dangerous.
then Trump gets to
But then
say it was
everything-
locker room
But then
talk.
everything follows under that, and
is
so the
locker
gay
room
talk that we have is.
I think the important thing is
think it's
acknowledging
different.
something and not repeating the
that's
same
a little
mistake.
I
though.
mean,
Okay.
there's some comedians that are able to do it. Like Lisa Lampanelli has been notoriously known for being completely
She's
inappropriate.
also backpedaled from a lot of stuff that she said, which.
Because she said
Oh,
stuff.
because she got skinny.
Because she got skinny. She lost the.
That
ra-
means
the,
what?
the-
She's not funny anymore.
No, she lost the waist in the racism. Is that what it was?
No, it's just
Whoa.
Took an Ambien.
I think you brought up some really good points because if I'm going to hold Kevin Hart accountable for the same strictures of my own discussion, then we're in some serious trouble. Which goes back to you, Naomi. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
That's why. Just don't put
think-
anything online.
I think it really does depend on what you're trying to do with yourself. You know what I mean?
But
If
that's
you're trying to
subjective. That's
have the
subjective.
highest court in the land, like maybe clean it up. Like,
that I understand.
Yes.
That makes
you know what I
sense.
mean?
He didn't want
Whereas
the
if
highest
you
court
are
in
like,
Right.
I am a comedian, damn it. Like if you're like, I am Kevin Hart.
That's a good
Like
point.
I
If that's your
kind of
medium,
am
this
like,
is what I
that's
want.
what
He's not
you
gonna have.
got.
I mean,
makes sense.
he's literally like he is giving a Fs right now. He's at the bank,
But, like,
being perfectly fine.
I don't know. People are too sensitive.
but here's the thing. Kathy Griffin's
I
career
agree.
almost got ruined because she did that stupid thing, which was
The head
pretty
thing.
violent, by the way.
What'd
So
she
we're
do?
talking about violence. She held up a bloody head of Donald Trump.
It was like a fake head of his.
Yikes.
And
It was a
overnight,
joke.
she lost
It's
everything.
a job.
And she lost
But
everything.
to Kevin
Well,
Hart's
no,
thing,
she's actually
it's
fine,
a
I guess,
joke.
apparently.
Beating my kid for being gay is a
But
joke.
is that different to attack a public like if someone made a joke of you beheaded? Is that different from saying?
Oh my God, I would repost that.
I don't.
That's how they look at it.
I want
What
to
I'm
hate.
saying is that
that
we're
looks
talking
exactly
about
like
the
me.
same language. Since it's Kathy Griffin from my own tribe, I'm like, oh, it's funny. She can do whatever she wants. But you defending Kevin Hart, not that you're like defending everything what he said, but you're saying it's
He's
in
making some
comedy. It's the same violence that we're talking about. That actually, yeah.
Wait, violence?
Well, he's talking about beating up a gay son, and then she's holding a headless.
For me, it never came with the
president.
dialect what anyone had. For me, it was always the canceling nature that I didn't like.
Anyway,
I just
we should have started with this.
You wanted a hot
conversation.
I just know anytime I put on a Netflix
I know.
special.
Yes. Okay. All right, you guys. We have to finish with our rapid fire.
And I hope.
I really appreciate this because this is what we should be talking about all the time with our co-stars.
I like
with
when
our
we have
friends,
a
with
round
everything.
table.
I love it.
This is my second one that
because
I've done.
everybody here has been so respectful, and I will be 1,000% honest. I have a new point of view now, and I've thought of a different.
Hell yeah.
It's like an episode of Full House. He learned something.
God.
You're up on the
Well done. Your book.
Yeah,
Became Full House.
Became Full House Circle.
Yes,
House
what's the
Circle.
new season doing without Lori Loughlin? How are they explaining her?
Oh, that's gonna be really funny.
She's out in rehab.
Who
I wish they
cares?
would
I'm
do that.
surprised-
She was in rehab.
I've never
forgot
seen
about
the
that.
Fuller
going
House.
on for a third season.
No, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
surprised.
Okay. Rapid fire. We only
Sure.
did one rapid fire, so the rest of you guys have to go.
I'll do it.
Okay, Carl. Celebrity interview you wish you could do over.
Oh shit. The guy that plays God all the time. That last time I was here, I said
Michael
is
Sheen?
a prick. No.
Morgan Freeman?
Thank you.
I was like,
You said he was a
What?
prick? Oh my god.
he always plays.
What was his voice like? Is it like it Morgan Freeman?
Do you know who Morgan
do it
Freeman
again.
is?
Who just did that?
I would want him
Asking
to. I
if
would
his
want him to
voice
do my
was like
voicemail.
it is in the
Oh,
films.
Is it?
I would do that. I would have a do-over
Okay.
with him.
I wish I had a follow-up for that. Interview a celebrity who has passed. Who is it?
Who's dead?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. You're asking really hard questions.
They're not that
No,
hard.
I never did. No, Whitney Houston. I have to pass. I can't think of
Just say someone's dead.
Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Would you do like an in-depth interview, or would you focus on his music?
I would do an in-depth. The long-form interview is much more interesting to me.
Celebrity crush whom you've interviewed.
Harrison Ford. But from Indiana Jones days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, they're starting to film that soon. The next one.
2020,
Like,
Indiana
is he gonna
Jones
be in a
5.
walker for it?
Biggest red carpet flub.
The calling people by the wrong name.
Yeah.
Annie Leibovitz.
Yeah. Sorry,
Good memory.
whoever it was.
Carl, this is from somebody that has gone on a date with you, and they emailed me, and I'm not going to reveal their name because I'm a gentleman. Worst date you've ever had? It
This
might be this one.
It's been so long since I've had one, I don't really remember. The worst date I've ever...
Oh,
no, having someone spit in my face and tell me I deserved HIV. That was pretty awful.
God, you dated
What
Bobby
did you-
Trendy?
That's the kind of person you cancel. Bloop.
Yeah. Carl,
Forget
where
You
can
asked.
No, I love it. Where can people find you?
They can find me at Karl J. Schmid, and that's Karl with a K and no T on the end of my name.
Don't forget the J, by the way.
And a J in the middle. KarlJschmid.
And you guys, you see him on the red carpet for the Oscars, Vanity Fair Party,
Vanity Fair
Grammys,
Party. You're going to see
American
us at
Music
the
Awards.
Radio Disney Awards soon too with on the red
that's so
carpet.
cute.
Yes.
Radio Disney.
Yeah.
And this Sunday
the
for the
cutest
first
awards.
ever telecast of LA Pride.
Yes, with a great team of people: Ellen Laver, Brandy Hitt, and my friend Raven Simone, and
so-
Veronica Miracle too. So
We'll
we're
see
all
y'all at
set.
the Abbey after.
We will be at the Abbey, and then we're going to do a
Slosh.
bunch of. We're going to do. I'm going to do some stuff for World Pride around HIV related stuff. So I'm going to be very proud by the end of June.
And remember, last time
Nice.
you were on, we were talking about after the Oscars doing a live stream at 3 a.m. from your house when we're eating In-N-Out. And
it's
we
not
actually
In-N-Out.
brought
It's
your name
it's
up.
peanut M&Ms
Yeah.
and
Not
champagne.
just
in
My
my
name
Not-
up
not
and
just
in and
all-
Only
out.
the red ones.
No, because like after he's
I have
done
I have
all
a
that we-
tradition at
Yeah.
the Oscars
Yeah.
that I get
It's the
home at 4 a.m.
honest Oscars.
No, and I literally take the suit off and sit in my underwear and drink a very expensive bottle of champagne and eat peanut M&Ms at 4 in the morning and watch the Oscars. Except I did a big award show in Mexico.
I do that on like on a Monday night.
Right. I did a big award show in Mexico.
I'm
2
doing
weeks
that
ago.
Without the peanut M&Ms.
Same thing, but it was with the corona.
We'll do it. I love you, Carl. Can't wait to see you on
Thank you.
Sunday when you forget who I
Come,
am.
I will not. Come and say hi. And anyone, come and say hi to us.
Carl's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I can hear him a mile away.
Next.
I'll go.
Okay,
I
Naomi
mean, we should
Grossman.
go around the table.
Whatever
I
you
don't
go.
want to
boom,
be.
boom,
Ladies,
we're gonna do like
boom,
All right, all right.
boom, boom. Oh,
I'm ready.
Brought
Okay.
to you by
Uh-oh.
vodka.
Oh, he has to pour a
I love
drink
that
for
you
this
can
one.
hear it.
Naomi, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Another American Horror Story character you would have loved to have played. Male or female.
My favorite, I think, is Myrtle Snow from Coven, and Apocalypse for that matter. Frances Conroy's character. I probably just want her for the wardrobe. I'm not gonna lie, but I think she's pretty
But
fun.
her speech and whatever she did
Yeah.
was just so fabulous. And her burning.
Yes.
God, we also
Balenciaga.
we pulled one of the fan pictures, and one of them was with the guy that dressed like. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You are starring in a biopic about somebody else. Who is it?
Hillary Clinton.
Done. Well, remember when we went to Halloweeny?
Right. I was so upset when she didn't win, not for just our country, but because I was like, wait, I was supposed this was going to be my big breakout role
She dressed up as Hillary Clinton. I swear to God.
for like the entire
It
month of
looked-
October.
Was so on, and everybody was like, And
I
I
was-
went dressed as a cat next to you because grab her by the whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody got it, so you look just like her. It was so funny because you had that.
Yeah.
Okay. Drag queen name. This came from the email.
I mean, I feel like I'm already a drag queen. Literally, like somebody even said, like, "Oh, you're already in drag," because it's true. Like every day, I'm like, "Who am I today?" Today, I'm. You know, I actually dressed up for you today.
I saw.
Have you noticed that?
Did that just be your drag name, Pepper?
Literally, I've done this show several times, and every time I just come like straight from yoga with like my Jumbo's clown room hat, and he's like, you know, we're actually recording, but I'm like, but it's a radio show, like. I'm like, why did I ever accept this?
I was going to ask you if you came from a set because you were like in a little
I know. Well, because I learned the hard way. So anyway, the point is, it'd be Naomi Grossman because I'm in drag anyway.
Nice.
I like
Love
that.
In fact, we have a picture of you from RuPaul's Drag Con that you got like 3 hours of sleep before you went there,
God,
right?
I have so many photos from that day, and I haven't posted any yet.
Oh my God, it's you.
Oh yeah.
Kurt, look for the pink wig. Oh,
It's
there
true.
it is.
Yeah, no,
Work.
people should follow my Instagram. I've got lots more where that came from. That was in a back alley. No, I did. I went to actually an LGBT Comic-Con in Youngstown, Ohio.
There you
Oh,
go.
Don't be jealous. Yes.
Who knew that, David?
All the geeks are on
No
the
one.
side.
Wild.
Actually, no, I'm kidding. But I went. I was there for
lot
like
of-
24 hours, and I actually went to a drag show there. Was no RuPaul's drag show, let me tell you that. But anyway,
I give props to those drag queens.
Yes.
because
Gotta
start
they're like on
somewhere.
a limited budget, and they're like, how do I?
Yeah.
How do you put on a show with $14?
Yeah.
But they make it work.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Naomi
You
Grossman,
better work.
the strangest fan request.
Oh man. I mean, I had somebody ask me to sign. I accidentally left my Starbucks cup in their car because they shuttled me from place to place. He asked if I would sign it, which was
That's the
pretty.
weirdest
That's
thing.
not.
It's not the weirdest.
It
It's
was
what
like your
happened last
cup.
week.
More
I don't
upsetting
know.
that you're in someone's car that you don't know. Was it like an Uber or?
Have you never Ubered?
Oh, no. Okay, so it was an Uber.
It's Karl Schmid. He won't even drink like flavored seltzer.
Strangest fan request? I mean, I
Like,
don't know.
send
you
me
know,
a picture
honestly,
of your feet or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I
we're back
thought.
at the
We
feet.
know what your
We're
DM
back at the
said.
feet.
Oh, like I would have
yeah,
figured he was
so
there or
relatable.
something.
You know, I have to say, I'm very blessed in that my fans are,
Respectful.
funny enough. They're often young gay boys or little girls. And truly, it's weird.
Oh, he could say the same thing.
Right. No, I'm sure. When I go to these Comic-Cons, I can tell, I can see my fans a mile away because there's like lines for Freddy Krueger and, Jason from Voorhees got these guys, and they're all these like crazy, scary, tattooed, like pierced, like rapist looking people. And then mine, I'm just saying.
Allegedly.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see him in that alley. Whereas my fans, they're like they're a special breed. So no, they've been very respectful. Like I'm happy to sign my trash.
I've met some of your friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably
You
don't
know
want
what?
to be signed.
I mean, I've made my fans my friends. Let's face it.
That is very true.
Is that dangerous?
It is.
Yeah, probably.
You're nodding. Has that happened?
To make a fan a friend?
Yep.
I don't give out my
It's a
number.
gray area.
It's a gray area.
Yeah.
You don't
'Cause a fan only
there's
sees
so many
you.
DMs that come in every day, and you get the Instagram has a nice feature now that you can move them to general, which removes notifications. So I do that a lot, because then they just, which is nice.
You never know when to end the conversation.
Yeah.
Because
But listen, once I was in an Uber and I did the pool, which I know is very dangerous. But listen, it's green and
yeah.
Never do the
I-
pool.
Belle did that
Green,
once.
no, it's green, it's cheaper. I made a friend that night. Let me tell you the
not that
story.
much cheaper.
So I'm
It's only
hearing-
bright. It's not worth it.
It's like $2.
No, but I was
Do you need
listen.
some
I am
cash?
so glad I did because guess what, David Cortez,
dying
are you
right now.
listening? I am shouting you out.
She's got a-
I made
David's downstairs
friends.
with a nice
He's actually in
No,
the
no,
Uber.
no.
He's in the
Listen.
Uber.
He's got a Starbucks waiting for
No,
you.
you know what? He works at Barney's Beanery, and I'll hook y'all up if you'll go there tonight.
Beanery?
Barney's.
Barney's Beanery.
The point is, this guy
Don't. They hate the
That's what
gays.
You're straight.
Yeah,
and-
that place
I don't even know Barney's
been to
Beanery.
It's so
Barney's
weird.
Beanery.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Sorry,
Poor
go on.
Kurt is
The
like, can I just
point
please
is,
go home to my wife?
he jumped in my Uber. He happened to be wearing this Donald Eres un pendejo t-shirt. So of course I was like, I love your shirt, and he then immediately recognized me, which I just don't. I'm not.
It's funny, people do recognize you out of makeup.
They gotta. I mean, it's
That's a
amazing,
fan.
really. And so, mad props for that. For anyway, but he immediately took off his shirt, which I wasn't mad at. He was a good-looking guy.
What's his
2
number?
in the morning.
I know you know, girl.
But you know, and so here I am. Anyway. I made his night. He made mine.
And we'll leave it at that. We'll just leave it right there.
good.
He took his shirt off, and then what happened?
No, and that was it. That
They
was
made
it.
each other's night.
He doesn't play for my team. But no, I'm telling you,
doesn't
my
matter, bro.
fans
Now we
Get
got
that
the
number.
fun
Get that
stuff.
number.
This is
Get
the
the
worst
number.
rapid fire ever. It's
No, sorry, it's not rapid.
Naomi Grossman, worst question you've been asked on the red carpet.
Worst question?
Yeah. And
think
it could
of
be like,
MS Magazine.
what did it feel like to be
Oh.
To be in a Woody Allen movie.
Well, I just find like when the questioner like
me
has
person.
I don't mean to like specifically point at you.
Oh,
But
he's actually
Blue.
he's the only person
when
that I
you
know about.
When he
have
asks you a
no idea of my body of work and literally speak in such generalities, it's like almost hilarious. Like you
have
have
two
been,
eyes.
you have done such a good job doing, you know. I mean, just like crazy generalities, like you know, your work doing
TV.
TV for audiences is it's like,
Sighted people.
yeah.
Impactful for people.
Like,
who are
one
alive.
show
do your
that you did
research.
that
Do your
aired.
research. That's
Naomi
all.
Grossman, where can our listeners find you?
Naomi W. Grossman.
Don't forget the W.
There's a check mark. I didn't pay for it.
Ooh.
Me neither.
And Bite Me is playing.
All right. People can come. They should wear their vampire drag if they're so inclined. I will be. June 15th, 17th, and 19th in a movie theater in North Hollywood. I don't recall off the top. It's also across the country, by the way.
Yeah.
I think they're in Victoria, Texas tonight, Austin tomorrow. They'll go on from there to Tucson, then New Mexico, then New Mexico, Tucson. I know my geography. Orange County here. Oh, Palm Springs here. Anyway, so if anything, go to my Insta or Bite Me's for that matter, and you can follow it. And yeah, I'll see you there.
Dope.
That's cute.
And I actually love Bite Me because it's not like what you think. It's
It's a romantic
it's
comedy.
a really sweet story.
Aw,
All right, who's next? We have to hurry this up.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be fast.
sorry.
Stephen Daler, what would your normal job be? Like 9 to 5?
A 9 to 5
Yeah.
job. Computer programmer.
What?
You asked.
I could actually see that too. Drag name. You get the same.
Buffy Spears.
Oh, Brittany and Buffy.
I'm gonna call you Buffy every time I see you now. You're inside joke.
You're welcome.
Me too. A romance novel based on your life. What would it be called?
The one with the
Yeah, that one up there.
Come on, come
the
on.
one with
A
the
romance
horse.
novel based on my life. I can't come up to those kind of names. I don't know. Tragic? No, I'm kidding. My life is fine. I don't know.
Your life is amazing. Your boyfriend's amazing. Like
Yeah,
everything's
he's in
amazing.
Australia right now. I would say
Down under.
there you go. Thunder Down Under.
Cute.
Okay. Most embarrassing show you are watching on TV.
Oh God. I don't know what would be embarrassing. I watch a lot of crap.
Sounds like all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me one show.
Okay, I've watched the Kardashians. There you go.
Oh.
Not religiously when it goes on Hulu. Okay.
What would you do?
You have
like,
to pick what comes on Hulu, girl.
What would I do? What?
But I,
It's the
I do
Kardashian
love
show.
watching it like on the afternoon.
I
being
honestly
like,
be
"You girls
like,
are crazy."
no, we don't need
No,
that.
I'm fascinated by it.
All right, come on, rapid fire.
I'm not a fan, but
Okay.
I'm fascinated.
Worst thing a fan can tell you.
Worst thing a fan can tell me, because I've had fans say that like show me specific pictures that they jerk off to.
Ew, that's weird.
That's weird.
Okay, Stephen, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me at the only Steven with a V on Instagram, and then Stephen Daler, DEHLER on Twitter and Facebook.
And those are the only ones because there's some.
The
other
only Steven
weird
on
accounts.
on Instagram. It's I report them all the time. I've had a
They're
profile that's
still
been up there
there.
for like 5 years. It has like 5,000 likes or 5,000 followers now. I'm just like, okay, well, y'all idiots follow it.
Okay, Beaux Banks.
Huh?
Real fast.
Imitation.
Strangest fan request.
Everything. You could only imagine. I honestly don't know.
Be honest.
I would have
must get-
fart. I don't know.
Okay, now we're done.
That was
Okay.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That was like the very first
I
one.
can't
too.
handle any of that.
far.
I honestly can't.
And that's the end of the program. Thank you all for listening.
It was
Signing
the
out.
first one.
I dated a boy for 8 years. We had to have 2 bathrooms. Nope. Biggest peeve while filming on set.
Farting.
Very
Sorry.
Karl Schmid, you're supposed
if
to be
someone
like,
if someone's horny or if someone finds it sexual or that.
you just want to.
It gets so creeped out. You guys would think we're all into it's if you're like on set and like you're ready to have sex, it gets a little weird because it's like really the biggest comedy set you'll ever be on. Yeah. So it's because it gets awkward when someone's actually into it.
God forbid.
We're on set for like 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so it's like, yeah, you guys don't know that we're on set for a long time. And
So
it's
you're
very
not
stopping.
method.
It's very stop and
Naomi's
go.
very concerned right now. I saw her face.
I'm
She's
so
like,
confused.
That's a whole different interview for a
ruined the
whole
porn
different
So
time.
are you not really feeling it?
It's happening, but I have ADHD. I'm thinking about like what I'm eating afterwards. Like I very much it's stop and go. So I asked the director, okay, what do you need? Let's get this
You're
done.
such a
And if you-
Jewish American
If you
princess.
interrupt like this, I am. I'm such a
He's
diva.
so
If you
business.
interrupt what that director needs and that's 6 takes, you may like get a very bad side of me because no one wants to be there. So I want to go on to what I'm doing after this. So it's very let's get this done.
what would the name of your biography be?
Over the rainbow.
I actually love that since
Thank you.
Renee's
It's
so
okay.
Renee's gonna F it up. Co-star, you wouldn't mind filming again with
Myself.
Solo.
I love
I
myself.
love that. I'm intrigued by this.
Free solo.
Yes.
And Solo.
With technology these days,
Han Solo can't get
Technology
another
days.
sequel,
Han
so
Solo.
anything is.
biggest misconception about being in the adult industry.
Oh, that we're whores. Well, no, that's not a misconception.
I was like, oh,
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where can our viewers and listeners find you?
Lost in Pavilions. No. Beaux Banks. Beaux_Banks on everything.
Did you say Pavilion?
I get lost in Pavilions so much in the same aisle looking for the same frozen dinners. I love those little lean cuisine things. They're very easy.
Especially since
They
they
are
just
very good,
remodeled
yeah.
the one in West Hollywood.
What's
It really
that lean
screwed me over.
cuisine?
Lean, you
I love a lean cuisine.
Alex, what's a lean?
You know those deep freezers at deep.
Other
you've
than
gotta
that
go
and,
digging
like,
around.
chicken
I
breast,
haven't
that's
been
all
to a
I
grocery
buy.
store in
Like
like 3
$3
years.
meals.
I'm not even
They're
kidding.
so convenient. You just pop it in
Yeah,
the
they're
microwave.
pretty good.
All right, you guys. This has been our show. We went way over time, which means we have to tip Kurt or give him a free haircut. Thank you, guys. No, it's a joke.
But were you entertained?
That was a joke.
Oh, Kurt
No,
was
it's
a
a
joke.
joke.
It was a joke.
And on that.
Yes.
But I do.
That was the best way to end
I got your
tonight.
back, player.
But I do love that people don't understand that behind our personas, whatever our persona is, there's a lot happening, and it's not always easy.
It
So-
never is.
For anyone.
And I love you guys coming on the show because coming on the show is like we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you guys. Check out my full column at ontherocksradioshow.com. Script. A huge thank you to Kurt. Where you said, my mom, Mama Rose in the chat room, Here TV, and our loyal listeners. Coming up, we have comedian Judy Tenuta, who's going to talk about, because she's been a little controversial, because she used to be big in the 80s, and she's a Trump supporter. We have Broadway's David Burnham from Wicked and Light in the Piazza. We have New York's YouTube musical theater sensation Christine Bianco. And then we have the heir to the throne, Star Trek's Rod Roddenberry is coming in for a special one-on-one. And I'm really excited about that because I'm a huge Trekkie, and we're going to talk about everything. On the Rocks is the place to be every week. Tuesday, live. You guys, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
See you next Tuesday.
Yes.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on The Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On The Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday!